See, this is where I belong. I mean, I don't belong here in public, but this is where I belong. In a studio with producers like Drew Magner, everyone. There you go.
Yeah.
With
Me?
Yes, and whiskey, like delicious Four Roses, and people far more talented than me or Drew, if that's possible, like Rich Carucci, everyone.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I was doubtful after Sunday.
What did you do Sunday, buddy?
For the strip club owner.
Right.
60th
I
surprise
love
birthday.
See, when you know Rich Carucci, it's not like you don't have to get the strip club owner,
Yeah.
which means the guy you did a show at his club in the parking lot under a tent while chubby black hookers were doing cocaine in the men's room.
Best cocaine you could get to.
It's been stepped on more than the hookers have that
man,
stage.
that's fucking great though. Nothing like stripper coke, but yeah, it was a surprise 60th for him. It was day drinking.
Now, considering he's your friend, he was surprised he turned 60. Like, he knew he was having a birthday.
Surprised. I saw him a week before that. He had a heating pad on. He was in the chair, and I go, "You all right?" He goes, "I had a rough one." I go, "When?" It was Saturday. He goes, "Tuesday." I go, "Tuesday? It's Saturday." He still was recovering. But I thought I was going to need medical attention Monday. I swear to God. I was like, "Is that a bad chest pain?" You know, shit like that. And Schultes is on the phone going, "Go to the hospital."
Wait a minute. Did you talk yourself? So if I have a chest pain, I know it's over, right? Because I jump rope a lot, and I think I'm in good shape. But if I get a chest pain, I'm like, that's the booze, that's the cocaine coming back.
I
That's
get them
the
all the
alcohol.
time, and I go, I get the arm thing, and I go, "Oh fuck, this is it." Good. I'm glad.
This is concerning, Drew. This is not concerning.
I'm pretty sure that I am also one of those people that think they're definitely dying of a heart attack.
Yeah. I'm like,
right?
how much drugs and alcohol you did. So then I take 2 Percocets and I lay down. And then in a half hour I feel wonderful. And I go, you know what? I think I'm gonna live.
See, that's the universe provides, as I like to say. So really, as much as I talk about, natural immunity and holistic approaches, you're saying Percocet is the cure for a heart attack.
Cure for everything, man. When you're having a bad hangover, 2 Percocets.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I love them. Love them.
I think I'm going to have to start taking anxiety meds, and I would never take them.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but those things scare me, especially like if you do other drugs or if you're like fucked up, like 2 Percocets, that'll kill you. I mean, I don't know, but I think it'll kill.
My brother took 15 at once, but he did wake up face down and puke.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
if he woke up face up and puke, he would have been waking up dead.
Yeah.
He's weaning himself off methadone he's been on for 20 years. And he told the doctor, he goes, "I want to wean myself off." He's on like 5%. He goes, "Because I want to go back to snorting coke and drinking." So after he told him that, they drug test him every time he comes. But he really wants to quit on his medicine so he could snort coke and drink beer again.
I think that's, I'm sorry to say it. I'm not even sorry to say it. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to own what you do, and say, all right, look, I'm doing drugs and I'm drinking booze because I like it, because I'd rather enjoy myself and drop dead than be miserable and feel like I'm not even in control of my life.
He's already got a fentanyl testing kit for the coke.
We had one of those under the desk at Compound.
It's me.
I stepped right on it. Old Gito is back, just stepping on every good fucking punchline. And the fentanyl kit is batting 1,000. Am I right?
Yeah, but I had it was early morning drinking at like 1 in the afternoon, and I was drinking JMOs in a cup with no ice, just fill half the cup like this. I probably had 10 of them and 10 beers and nothing to eat because I could either eat or drink. I can't do both, and I'd rather drink.
Are you Ray DeVito? I hear he's like that too. He won't drink when he's eating.
I can't eat when I
can have a beer with a meal.
No, yes, but I'm gonna, on a day when I'm gonna be experiencing alcoholism.
I feel you.
You know.
You know what? I agree with that. I'm going to allow that because I'm not going to sit there. Although once you're hammered, then you'll eat like a pig.
You know, there have been times, but I didn't eat anything. Next thing you know, I was coming to in my apartment, and I'm like, where's the party? And I was like, oh shit, I'm home.
See, now I seek out food when I'm drunk. This is what I talked about. It's like, since we all left compound, it's like, I probably dropped a few pounds because it's not that I'm taking much better care of myself, but I'm not drinking as much. And when I drink, that's when I make the wonderful, food decisions. Like we did a show Thursday night. Me and Ken are down at the beach. We do a gig in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Quit bragging, I know. And we get down there, and you can imagine, a bunch of my old college buddies. So, and my buddy Lincoln owns the bar, Coastal Tap Room. If you're ever in Rehoboth.
Abraham?
What's that? No, not Abraham. We were friends until he had this credible proclamation, and then my cat shot him, and I yelled, "I'm one word off. I keep putting a letter from the next word in the current word, and then I'm like, my cat shard him. My cat sharded. Six Semper Tyrannis. But my buddy, Lincoln, not Abraham, owns the bar, Rogers last name, Coastal Tap Room. And so, there's...
Aaron?
No, Bird, not Rogers. And I did so many shots on stage, and I've said this, it's anyone that has seen me knows it's adrenaline. Like, I'll be on stage and I'll do 10 shots. I will. And say what you want. You're like, oh, no, I know once I start, I'm like, all right, I'm done. But once I get off stage, it's a 10 fucking car shot collision.
One time, Abraham Lincoln told you miss all the shots you don't take.
Miss 100% of the shots.
Yeah.
At any rate, I get so drunk, and I didn't come to at the apartment. I came to literally sitting on the sidewalk outside of Wawa, eating a chicken salad classic. Oh, so good.
They got good chicken salad.
They do. They do, and a lot of people want to shit on the Wawa now.
I got one 24 hours. I do. I go there.
Yeah, they're all 24 hours.
Oh, are they? I didn't know they all were.
Why are people shitting on Wawa?
Because it's the cool thing to do. No.
The cool thing to do is Wawa.
Yeah.
It always has been. And maybe it's like a guy who lived in New York, and I had to search him out and find him. And when I finally found him, I was like, this is the shit.
Oh yeah, that's why. Because the opposite are the people in Philly that they want to be like, oh, I've said this. I've lived in New York 20 some years, and I don't want a Wawa here. They don't deserve a Wawa here, and I'm a New Yorker, but you don't, it would take away from the fucking feel of the Wawa. It's 7-Eleven with a cover. So when I go home, I love the Wawa. But now I have a feeling, Drew, it's kind of the inverse of what you're saying, or maybe exactly what you're saying in reverse, and that does mean two different things. Where they're like, oh no, you've been away a while? Nah, Wawa sucks. When it was
cool because I knew about it first.
And you weren't here when it was great. You were in New York thinking you're all cool, but now Wawa sucks, so enjoy it because you missed out on classic Wawa.
Well, I got one thing to say to those people, motherfuckers. Sheets.
Sheets.
Sheets is where it's at, baby.
I like Sheets because I like the beer cave. They got the beer cave there.
Let you in.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, every Sheets has a beer cave. It's a room where you go in, it's freezing, you get all the liquor you want and come back out. They actually
do you walk out of there and your left arm is numb and
they only let me buy. They'll only let
Percocet. Thank you, Drew. Means a lot.
I've been there when they've only let me buy a certain amount of liquor. They're like, you can only have half
so
that.
Drunk?
And then they go,
come on, tell
us
the story.
It's not even a rule.
They have that Johnny Bootlegger fucking fake wine. It's like Mad Dog for rednecks. They're like, you have
Mad
to put,
Dog is for rednecks.
Right,
so
go,
what is that for?
That's real redneck shit. They're like, you have to put one bottle back, and I look at all the colors, and I'm like, which one? Oh, the peach. I'll put the peach back. Yeah.
Why did they make you put some back? Because
I don't know if you're not allowed to have that much liquor, or I was hammered. They're like, you can have half the beer.
Did they say, look, you have to put one of those back, or did they look at you and just go, come on, dude? Come on, dude.
They're proofing me. We need to
I love you,
CIG.
but come on, dude. Save us. You're gonna break one on the stagger through the parking lot on the way back to Sheets. Oh, we're at Sheets. I don't even know. I don't know.
Do you know Sheets, Gina? Of course you do. You're on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I try. I know Buc-ee's, but I've never been.
I've never been to Buc-ee's either, but
There's a sign.
if it's anything like a Sheetz, then I know it's just like a Wawa.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's. I don't pay enough attention. Like Chrissy and Keanu and Lila went there on the Adorable tour because they're in Texas, and I don't know if they're in LA, but they're definitely in Texas, and it's a scene, man. All I know, in fact, I think Rogan talked about Buc-ee's in his new special,
Really?
which people shit on, of course.
People hang out at the Wawas. The Wawas in Jersey are hangout places for like dudes with souped up car. Like they actually hang out at the Wawas. I just run in to use the bathroom and grab something to eat, but it's a hangout in Jersey. Those
No, it's
places.
not.
Oh, I swear to God.
Where in Jersey are they hanging out with their cars?
Lodi Wawa.
That's it.
Right off Route 80.
Is he drunk? Is he talking to a child?
No, I'm telling you.
Lodi, Wawa.
Yeah, Lodi Wawa.
Really?
Right near my wife's house.
I feel like a magical door in this apartment should open when you say the phrase Lodi, Wawa.
Lodi Wawa. Land of dumb Lodi, land of dumb
feel
Italians.
I feel like the window behind him should come to life and be real when he goes, you had it all, Drew, you've had it the whole time. Lodi, Wawa.
Who would have known? Yeah.
Lodi has the Guido
store.
cops. You got to see them. They're little ones, tall ones. They all look like Guidos. They show up. I'm like, this the fucking police force? I had a fight with a fucking Russian guy at Wawa one day, and
You have fights with people
I know.
on buses.
and
Black
the fucking
women.
I forgot he almost crashed into me. He got out of the car swinging at me and shit, and I grabbed him. And when I grabbed him, he cut his fucking up here, and then the cops came, and it was like I fucked up. They're going. You're not gonna believe it. He charged me when I just tried to hold him. His eye got cut. And they're like, bullshit, you fucking punched him. I'm like, I never hit him.
Yeah, we don't believe it either.
Yeah. He's holding half of what? He's holding shards from one of those broken redneck. What are the wine bottles called?
Johnny Bootlegger. Love that shit, man.
He's holding the stem of a Johnny Bootlegger bottle, going like,
That is glass bottle too. It
Sir, what happened to your other bottle? Oh, they wouldn't let me buy it. Wouldn't let me buy it over at the Sheets.
comes in all different flavors too. I love that shit. You could chug it.
Oh, well, it's good to have you here, buddy. I can't
Thanks for
thank you
having me.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when I believe it was after the first episode, and shout out to fucking our boy Fred Rubino, who I did a show with this weekend. He's great, and of course Jake and Louie.
My
But
ex-roommate.
The first person I called was you. Like
Yeah.
after we did the first show, Drew. I'm like, when I said we need to get the compound desk and keep it in your boiler room and stuff. The first I said we got to get, and I called you the next day. You're like, I can do it.
Like,
but
it's
then
hard enough to have you in here, Gino, let alone
Yeah.
a desk.
That's
the
fun.
boiler room, Gino, you're my boiling point. But
What
you
up?
were the first guy we
Thank
called,
you.
and then we had to keep juggling because you were at Crackpots with a K.
I brought Jake and little
He was- He
Geraldo.
was there. He was on this very seat last
Oh
week.
God, did I get shit faced? They had $2 hams beers at the club, and on
Does
tap.
everything you drink, is it from the 1960s
I
or
was like-
70s?
I go, how, $2? I was ordering 2 at a time. Before I know it, I had a dozen. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm shit faced.
No one is doubting you. I love how he goes, hey, he's not kidding. Drew, he's not kidding. Drew, he really did.
Did you drink? Did you have a drink? Did you do an alcohol?
Then we stopped, and I got more
No,
liquor.
honestly, guys, I was doing shots of Jameson. No, I was. True story. Really happened.
I don't believe it.
Really happened.
neither one of
Thank
those-
to God.
Those guys don't really drink, so they were like, I remember I stopped making sense at one point, so I just like moseyed into the fucking Airbnb room. They hung out on the porch talking all night, smoking weed. I was just too shit-faced, man.
I heard it's a great club.
It's awesome.
And again, I'm not saying like it's fucking the comedy mothership, and no offense to either. But for guys like us, that's I want to do it. That's a
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
fucking club.
They got this place called The Alibi right next door, and that's the fucking name of the bar from Shameless, I think. It's great little dive bar. I mean, the people there are great, too. They're buying you drinks. They're all psychotic. You
Right.
know, Ohio, oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, we that's, Ohio is where the phrase wavy, where the character, and I believe it's a Twitter account in the In Hot Water world, Officer Wavy McGuns around, because we had a guy, and I don't remember because it was after either one of the late shows at Hilarities, and I was, oh no, what was it? Whatever room fucking that Cleveland was. Fucking the Chad does a lot, and the owner died. At any rate, there's a bar.
Oh, yeah, I know that
There's a
place,
bar
yeah.
right next door, and not even next door. There's a hallway, and this guy got drunk with us, and then he pulled out his gun, and he's like waving it around. So Aaron Berg,
Does it keep the cop?
Watoga Falls or something is the place in Ohio.
Cuyahoga Falls.
Well, yeah, that Indian guy owned it and died.
He wasn't Indian, was he?
I thought he was.
I don't know what a Cleveland. I almost said a Cleveland Indian. I meant it.
Yeah.
He was a Cleveland Indian, as
They
opposed
come
to a
out nicely.
Guardian. God, speaking of baseball, the Phillies are terrible. I think they've lost. I think they've lost like probably 17 of their last 20. It's incredible how badly they're playing. They're terrible.
Football.
All right.
Football will be here
know-
before you know it. A man sport.
Not for me. Fucking Chargers. I think our starting quarterback.
You
is
know who
fucked.
else is a man?
Who that?
Hit this is.
You'll never get it right. Never get it right.
Hi,
Do it again.
Thesis Dustin.
Hi, this is Dustin. Upgraded membership.
Membership triple distilled hua.
Let me point that out because I brought it over. I apologize, and you will get your 2 episodes this week. Starting this month, I added a $10 tier because, again, no more Patreon shit. We got to figure out what we're doing. But Garrett and Steve have a Patreon that's great.
Ever since you left Compound, all you're doing is adding tiers.
I know, just so many tiers. So there's a $10 tier, and twice a week I will watch an old episode.
Tears for fears, Gino.
Sowing the seeds of love. Twice a week I will add an episode of Classic in Hot Water, and I'll watch it along, so it's transformative content. And I went to upload the first episode, and I told you, and I brought it over, like, the first 100 episodes work on the disc fine, but I can't get them to transfer when I put them on my Dropbox, or when I just try, they transfer with no sound, and when I just try and do them right into StreamYard, I get some error. I'll show you later. But
Sounds like what I
Isn't
used to.
that fun?
Sounds like when I used to try to get porn off the cable.
Yeah, by the time it downloads
Right.
my modem, by the time I get to the third long, I used to look at porn
Yeah.
like that.
It's
Me
like
too.
that's what it is. Like everybody thinks like, oh yeah, your video. What are you just holding a camera or whatever? You're editing. What do you just cut? It's always just shit not working.
Yeah.
like that and figuring it out. And
Oh.
it's the fucking worst. And I hate it. I miss working at Compound.
Yeah.
Everything since Compound is just like, what a fucking headache.
And I'll say it again, we knew how good we had it.
we did.
I'll say it again, and not for the last time. Drew would show up, fucking, I'd be ending the show, I'd look through them, like, you drink? Yeah. And whenever he'd come in, we'd do a test like, to this lasting forever. To fuck Anthony Cumia, he hasn't been amazing to us. Those were the
You'd be
toes.
like, to this lasting forever. I'd be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude, that's the other thing. I'll be the first to admit, like, and I joked about this earlier, and I should clarify. It's like I'm gonna go on anxiety meds, and I'm not. But I wake up in the morning, every morning until I wake up. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's a panic attack. Then I swear to God, I've said this before. I get up, I fucking I have my coffee. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm pretty much doing a cigar a day, now, and I just sit. It's amazing how many trees are stuffed into my back little fucking lot, you know, the side of the apartment away from the street. And I just, half an hour into my coffee and cigar, I'm like, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. What are you doing? But I mean, I'm starting tomorrow, I mean it. I'm setting my alarm and putting it in a different room because I can't get up. I just sit there in bed waiting for the world to end. And then I get up, I'm like,
It's coming.
You don't have to wait, too
Don't
much
worry, it's
longer.
coming.
Yeah.
and I get up, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You don't have to get up if you have Percocets. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the. I'm not having a heart attack, knock wood. But I don't
Definitely
need it.
Don't do that.
But anyway, hi, this is Dustin. Say it, Drew. Try it once.
Hit this, Dustin.
Hit this, Dustin. Formerly known as Bolt Patricia. You will get, and everyone on that tier will get 2 episodes this week, I promise. And then we'll move it forward. But, dude, I'm telling you, I did In Hot Water Monday with Garrett and Steve and Frankie, which is classic. And we put that on our old Patreon when it's done. And today I did fucking a Stancil Tuesday, which is fun. But I got to stop doing every day at that hour for no other reason than what am I doing? You know, it's like it's fun, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah, you're
I like
almost
doing-
doing it out of habit, maybe.
I'm doing it out of habit, and I know they don't, out of like an obligation. But then it's like it waters. I think, and the other thing is Keanu streams there, and I just feel like we're streaming all the time there, and that it's. I'm finding my way, but I don't think I need to do it every day at that hour. But I think like there's 150, 200 people that watch it, like, you know, which isn't bad. And
I miss
I
Stancil.
feel obliged to them, and I think they like it, right?
I miss Stancil, man. I used to fucking love coming there Tuesdays with Stancil.
I invited him today, but he's, he needs more of a head start. He's up in Connecticut.
Yeah, no, it'd be rough for him to get here.
Yeah.
But last time I was with him, I think he was co-hosting Chrissy's
We
show.
should do. Sorry, you go.
And we got hammered at fucking.
Oh, that time you got hammered?
I don't believe
Hey,
him.
by the way, and I was drinking. No, true story. I was drinking Jameson at the time. True story.
No, I don't believe
Really
it.
happened.
Yeah.
Really happened.
This guy's a fucking liar.
It's a fact.
Getting a little red.
It's
Getting
a
a little
fact.
red.
You're fine.
I know.
Dude, we should have Stancil. I wouldn't mind having meat over, but we should do a whole day.
Go on.
Like a marathon day. Like you're saying, my camera went out, so I can't point it at me. But just so you guys know, I do exist.
Just
But-
act like you don't know. So.
But like, think about this, and I'm just coming up with it now. But like, I love
just,
hanging
I
out
love
with
it, but
Stancil.
tell
I love
me
hanging out
anyway.
with Mead. Like, come over in the afternoon. We'll just fucking marathon. We'll get wasted. We'll do whatever the fuck. And like, you're saying like, oh, like I'm up every day and I'm doing a stream here. I'm doing a stream there.
Yeah, it's too.
What about
stupid.
how about just having a fucking party one day? That's gonna be so much more fun.
A content
than just
impound
like
media.
throwing a camera on yourself and being like, "What's everybody else up to today?"
Yeah.
Not that I saw that. Obviously, I haven't been watching you.
It seems like you have, because it's been that exciting. Seems like you pretty much watch it. Yeah, I'd love to do that, like a content impound media, just all day doing it. I would do that. Like, I just, like, we were talking about it, and I'm making an active effort not to do this. I apologize. Yeah, why I was doing it to remind them that I haven't been. I'm even gently putting my drink down.
Yeah.
Because I can honestly say the dabbleverse is out of my system.
Really?
And I don't mean like I can't watch it anymore.
You sound like Rich Carucci's brother saying.
Carucci? Hey, Carucci.
I think it's interesting, man. It's just
It was
funny.
interesting, but
I'm
now
only doing Percocets because I don't do Dabbleverse anymore.
Trying to take it down a notch.
yeah, what do I watch instead? I'll try to think. Oh, I put on the Real Housewives, and I'm over it. I like, and trust me, they're fucking all over me on the Dabbleverse a couple of shows, and I love the attention, but it's like I can't even watch it.
I
used to fucking watch it.
Oh, I'm at work weed whacking in the afternoon.
I bet you are.
I got the headphones on over the fucking ear protection, and I'm listening to fucking podcast after podcast.
Yeah, but
hating everyone.
The only ones worth listening to are the I always say it right, the puppet, the potato, and the orange.
It's funny.
They're great.
Which one are you?
I'm the couch potato. I'm the couch. Actually, he's the couch potato. I'm the orange because he's angry.
Shout out to Brad Toll, $4.99.
We love Brad Toll.
I thought it
his
said
picture.
Brad Troll. And I like that.
Brad Toll is a good troll. I know that sounds like he sends the perfect tweets. Like I'll be like, is he shitting on me? I'll just like it. And if you're listening, Brad, there's so, like I just give up, and because I'm like it's brilliant. It's half compliment, half shitting on me, and I'm like I don't know which side. And I just put a snickering face because I don't know how to respond. He's that good.
I get people that I'll write shit, especially on the New York Post shit, bashing everybody, and then people will come back at me. And my reply to them is always, I'll pick a song, and then I'll just put one lyric from the song. I was doing Whitney Houston the other day, like, it's like
The greatest love of all.
Don't you know the children of the
I'm
future?
every woman.
That's the same song, fuckhead.
And then he would say something else, and I would go and I would do it. I would look at the lyrics and do another line from him, and he's like ripping me apart. Like, you think you're funny? There's an open mic somewhere at 3 a.m. looking for you. You suck. There's writers out of work. And then I do another line from the song, and I just don't. I go. You're clever, Bill. By the way, and I just keep quoting until finally they get sick of it. Because other people start joining in laughing, and they just fucking. That's the best way to fight with people. Just come.
No,
up
I
with
feel
song lyrics.
that has come about a lot since we've moved on from Compound. It's like I don't even fucking pay attention to the haters on Twitter unless they're funny, you know.
Right.
But I don't, and I don't mean like. And again, the same thing with the Dabbleverse is the same thing with the trolls. It's not like I'm going like this. I'm above this. Oh, I shan't belittle myself. I'm like I just go. I can't.
It's
I can't.
funny.
I wish I could get aggravated about any of it anymore, but it's just like I guess I gotta handle my own shit now. I guess I gotta do the shit I want to do.
Somebody came out with, I was listening to some podcast, and the dark side of the dabbleverse, that fucking threw me over the edge.
Zoom in on him so I can get ice again.
I
What'd you
just started
say?
laughing. The dark side
Hold
of the
on,
dabbleverse.
come on! The dark. What is the dark side of the
I know there was people from the dark side of the. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, there's a dark side to the. It's just fucking funny.
Isn't the whole side of the dabbleverse?
It just keeps expanding.
Just hate.
It just keeps expanding. I find it hilarious. The characters involved. You can't make this shit up.
No, it is a rich tapestry of idiocy, my friend.
I almost want to go to that DabbleCon, to tell you the truth, just to watch.
Dude, I might go. I'm genuinely thinking of going. You know who reached out to me? I was doing a show this weekend. Doing a show with, oh my God. Let me point something out that I don't need to tell either of you. Fucking Fred Rubino's the coolest dude alive.
Mother Cabrini.
Fucking, I'm doing a gig at Domenico's in Long Island on Saturday with Fred Rubino. And every crazy old Brooklyn person is just walking up to the table in the middle of his meal, just talking to him, and he's the nicest guy in the world. He's like, yeah, some woman, she leaves, she comes back, she leaves, she comes back, and every time he's like, yeah, just, and I'm like, you got it going on, but he's like, they're crazy people. But while I'm doing the show with him, I get a call from one Anthony Cunha. And he's like, you know, and gave him props, and he said he loves what we're all doing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we got your back, buddy.
He says, hey, man, could you just stop calling me 20 times a night? If I'm not picking up, it's for a reason.
Were you listening? Were you on the...
No, it's just also my story.
But he said, he's like, you and your girl, because Missy was, it's like, you and your girl should come up to, whatchamacallit, to DabbleCon. I'm like, and by the way, this is right up there with, I was drinking Jameson. You're not gonna believe this. I don't have any shows that weekend. No, guys, I'm off that weekend. I'm at the Brantwood or something, Elks Friday night with you know our boy Johnny Benson.
Oh yeah. He was
Yeah.
with him a couple of months ago. He had some kind of new place in Connecticut.
Love that guy.
Him and Brad Axelrod do something together.
He is. And he's like you.
Axelrod sounds like a mechanic who's making up a fake name, and he's like, "What's your name?" The cop, and he's like, "Axel, Rod,
Axel, comma Rod Axel."
He used to run Treehouse Comedy Club.
Tear, Finn.
Do we like him?
He's all right. Yeah,
That's
I like
a no.
him. I like
That's
him.
a
He's
no.
gave me a bunch of work.
That's a no. Johnny Benson's like all of us. He's like I'm giving us too much credit, but he's the kind of guy that you do a gig just to hang out with him.
That's a good 4th of July party every year.
Every year, good 4th of July party.
Yeah.
Is he like Nathan Kittle, who, welcome to this guy, gets it?
Nathan, I hate to do this. You got to bump that up $5. Actually, this guy gets it is a pretty decent level. You know what? Can I say thank you, Nathan? Jesus fucking Christ. Thank you, Nathan. That guy gets it.
Party.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to put out some content for him tomorrow, special just for him, on the $5 level. What was I going to say? Johnny Benson, this is how great he is. And I don't know if I've told you this story, but I've told it countless times on In Hot Water. I love telling it. He's the kind of guy that he's just a good dude. So I hadn't talked to him. This was like a couple years ago, right? And his name pops up, and I text him like, why haven't we done a show? You know? I'm like, why haven't we hung out in ages? And he goes, give me a week. And a week later, he's like, I got a show for us. And it's just some restaurant, Costa Azura, right? It's a backroom catering hall. He sets it up. It's me. It's 2 other people. And he's like, and don't drive up. Take the train. I'll pick you up at the train station, right? So I take the train up because we're getting hammered, right? Shows up, pulls right up to the train station. It's like, get in. We're gonna save the world. He's like this. He pulls up. He's like, get in. Want to go to the worst strip club in the world? And I go like this, more than any. And let me give credit to Johnny Benson. It was the worst strip club. There was a woman, you know they have C-section scores? Hers went up to her neck, and she's just walking up while we're talking. Hey, baby, you want to dance? And you're like, I'm like, no, I'm catching up with my friend. Come back in 5 minutes. 4 minutes later, hey, baby, you want to dance? And I'm looking at Johnny Benson like, you're the coolest man alive. That's like, I think all of our
It's
friends are
even
like
cooler
that.
that he knew it was the worst strip club in the world.
She's got the
and
scar.
he took you there.
She's
Like,
got
he-
the scar from when they removed her nuts and her Adam's apple.
That's the show.
Can you do it in
That's the
one
show,
surgery
everyone.
so I don't have to pay twice?
And like, like even shitty strip clubs, when you pull up, the strip clubs, because the windows are like, these windows look like they were preparing for Hurricane Debbie. Like they had fucking the plywood over them. It's like, it was like a legitimate establishment one week, and they're like, let's just board up the windows and put C-section hookers in here. And yeah, they did. And it was the worst strip club in the world.
I bet everybody in this room has a great worst strip club in the world story.
I'd
Yeah.
love to hear it.
Black Betty's, they do comedy at Sayreville in the basement.
I've done Black Betty's with Kevin
Those
Dombrowski.
those like the meth head fucking dancers. Yeah, they're brutal.
Are they don't still do it.
They still, yeah, they try to. They try to.
Did
They
you
try.
ever do this? It was probably before your time. Jim Norton used to book. Did he book it or get it for me? It was so long ago. Like Levy, Florence. There was a strip club called the Boxcar. Oh, it was in North Jersey, and he literally, like, I've used this line before, but it was Norton who said it. He's like, you got to do this show. It's like emceeing a rape. He said that to me 20 years ago, and I never forgot. He's like, oh, Gene, you got to do that room. It's like emceeing a rape. Levy will book you there. It was awful, and I loved it.
We were doing the Flamingo during the whole pandemic in the tent outside.
Yeah.
And I used to tell everyone, listen, COVID's the least of your worries in this fucking place. Like, come here.
Dude, I did that room with you like the day, I'll tell you what it was, July 13th when they shot Trump. And that was one of the funnest sets I had.
Yeah.
And then we got drunk with your buddy who fucking needed a Percocet from drinking too much.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess that's my point. Maybe cut back on the, I don't know. I don't want to overdo it, but I like fucking showing up like for that hour. Like, but I don't know what the model is. I don't know what the kids are doing, but you just let it evolve, right? By the way, this can't be right. Because again, things are going so well for me, right? So today I'm like, why haven't I at least like, Googled like hosting jobs, right? And I'm so old. Where do you think I Googled hosting gigs?
Craigslist.
Applebee's.
But
Craigslist.
hold on, because this is really good too. Well, you got it right, but hold on.
Applebee's.
I'll go. No, you're rude. Just saying. Hey, where do you think I Googled hosting jobs? Applebee's.
That's funny.
And they're hiring.
But
Did you look on Craigslist?
Why
Still
am I
didn't
the
get the
least
job,
funny
yeah.
person
I
everywhere I go?
got work off of Craigslist, believe it or not.
That's where I went,
Yeah,
though.
I got work off of there.
But this can't be legit, okay? So there was this thing, and of course I go through it, and it's
They need a host body. they want your organs.
the audition. By the way, the callbacks at Applebee's. This is weird. So literally, they email me back, and I go. It was called "Looking for Voiceover for New York," right? And I literally just write, and I'm literally sitting there. This is where I'm. It's half an hour after I get up. I'm halfway through a cigar. I'm drinking my coffee. It's so cute. My kitty Six loves, like, we go out the window. We escape out the window. And every morning I wake up and she's already like, let's go. And I speech to text. I just write, I've been a host for the past 20 years in New York City on radio and TV and would be very interested in this. You can see countless samples of my work at the link below. You know what link I sent them?
But please don't watch them, please.
But just take my word as a professional that the link works.
You send them your Patreon.
I did not send him my Patreon. I sent him the fucking link to the YouTube week in review page, and I wrote thanks, and I look forward to hearing from you. So that was 12:26. So literally an hour 10 minutes later, 1:39. And
No.
the opposite. The longest what looks like yes, but here's my concern. Look, this is how long the response is. That's the whole response,
The
right?
last line is bring 5 people.
They
But here's
they
the
watched
thing.
your videos and they had to break up with you immediately. So it's just like a whole
Before I
breakup.
read, I mean it. The 1, 2,
Jesus.
3, 4, 5,
Holy
6,
shit.
7 paragraphs from this producer. Can I read the opening 3 words? they started the 7 paragraph. Ready?
Don't call again.
That'd be better, because then I'd know they read my letter. The opening line is, "Dear voiceover talent." That's not my name. Dear dear occupant. Hey,
Right.
resident.
Dear no reply.
Attention members.
I'm going to respond to it, but there's no way. There's no way that's real. But that is.
Now they're sending you like a form letter now.
I'm telling you,
Everything is-
the
you
response.
can't apply to jobs.
The
Everything's
response
all
from
AI.
Applebee's started, "Dear Gino." So I know
That
my beating
text,
Applebee's bit to death because I
I've
really
been with
like
my
it.
wife 18 years. That text is more shit that we've said to each other in 18 years.
Oh my God! I'm getting married in 9 weeks.
That's wonderful. Why should you be happy?
It's gonna be fine.
I got my 18th anniversary coming up at the end of the month.
Really?
I took a gig that day. She got pissed. She's like, "You took a gig on our fucking anniversary."
Oh, I thought you meant on your wedding.
No,
which I also would not put past you.
Oh, no. My wedding was great. It was one of them destination weddings.
I feel like ours is.
She was on her honeymoon. I was on spring break, bro. I was like, that.
Where'd you go?
Antigua.
We are in Charleston.
It was me and her and 1,000 black people. We looked like Tarzan and Jane getting buried in that fucking place.
Pretty good stuff.
It was great. It was great. I didn't leave the resort. I gained like 13 pounds. Nothing fit. I filled the refrigerator up. They fill it up at night with liquor during the morning, and I drink it all. I dragged the furniture out into the fucking courtyard from the park. She goes, "Can't we just hang out?" No, fuck that. We're on an all-inclusive. We are going to drink everything in this place.
It's pretty good stuff.
And then have popcorn, because they'd have free popcorn. But yeah, we man. And all they make in Antigua is this beer that looks like Lowenbrow. So I kept asking them.
That sounds good.
I liked it. I was drinking
What's
it
the
all.
beer they have in the DR? I went there one time. Yes.
That's
of course,
good, too.
Drew would know
That's
that.
good, too.
Like, no, not it's no. It's amazing because I can honestly say I used to go to this resort. What's her name? My ex always wanted to go to Cancun, and it was lousy for me. Don't get me wrong, it was great, but there's nothing I can drink because like it's either shots of whiskey.
I
right?
don't believe for a second there's nothing you can drink.
Let me explain. When you're at the resort, everything melts. Everything melts. So everything gets warm. I don't like frozen drinks.
You got to drink rum.
Rum gives me heartburn. So.
You
I
know,
drink
nobody's
rum.
paying
I'll
for me
switch
to
to-
tell you you're gay, but I think you just did with that comment.
I'll switch
rum,
to rum
heartburn.
in a heartbeat, man. Heartbeat. Yeah.
Heartbeat.
Is that the Coke or the rum?
I'm trying to do the. I can't even think of the drug you take for a heart
What's
attack.
that beer, too? It's
Is
Jamaican.
this the beer in Antigua that you know about, or is
What
this?
the-
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
your band, isn't it?
I
Oh,
thought
that's
this was
not
the
the-
next magic word.
Oh, that's the next magic word? Antigua. But they
Lodi
had,
Wawa with Dodley.
they had a, it looks like that
Water
label.
froze again.
But they also had that Jamaican beer with the red label. I forgot the name of
Red,
it.
red stripe.
Red Stripe. They got mad because I wanted more Red Stripe. They go, "Our beer's not good enough for you." I'm like, "No, I want it all. Like, give me that beer, give me this beer, give me more wine."
Well, my point was after all that Cancun shit, we went to DR once, and the El Presidente beer was great. I would just get it ice cold, you know what I mean? And it went down so quickly. By the time I was done, like I was probably drinking like you, my man. It was still cold, it was still good, but everything else I drank when I was at these resorts, it was warm or disgusting by the time I got halfway through it.
Some guy that just went. It was $1,500 to go to
Hundo.
like a 4-star resort in Dominican Republic, airfare, food and drink all included. So I told my fuck, let's go there. She goes, "I'm not going with you to see how much you could drink in fucking Dominican Republic." She goes, "That's a you alone fucking trip."
That sounds like a you party problem.
Well, we go to.
Speaking of party problems, guess who's going to an all-inclusive Saturday?
Yeah.
You are?
Yes.
Where at?
Send on.
Luckily, I paid for it before we got fired.
Prior to our sabbatical.
Where you going to?
I'm going to Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Oh, come on.
Go.
You know why I'm going to Jamaica? Because it was the cheapest one we could find.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's
Yeah, but
great.
Jamaica's great.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
How long are you going for?
5 days.
Let me ask you something about
My girlfriend's gonna hate me by the end of it too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something as long as because I've said this before. Like it was such a great gig. Compound Media is so
It was
much
awesome.
fun.
I
Yeah,
loved
no,
it.
and like all our friends loved it. But there was like after a while, I'm like, all right, so this is you said it, Drew. It's like can this go on forever? Like,
No.
what's the next thing? You know, and there's parts of me that's like, I'm going to be honest, I've been doing shit, you know, and don't get me wrong, I miss it. I loved it. It was the greatest gig in the world. But we're doing shit. Like, me and Keanu keep going to beaches. Like, I'm booking more comedy shows. And you know me. Like, you can make fun of me. I'm not shy. I did a
Stop
bar.
right there. We know you.
Yeah.
We can make fun of you.
I did a
And
bar.
You're definitely not shy.
I did my buddy's bar 2 weeks ago. That was great money. I did fucking your bar the next night. We fucking somehow cleared 200 with 18 people getting drunk with fans. No complaints. Fucking, I did, I'm doing an Elks, but I like it. I like fucking traveling. I'll tell my
Me
dick
too.
joke. I've been saying this since day one.
What jokes do you tell your dick?
I tell my, you're big. Yes, you are. Who's a big boy? Who's a big boy? But I like getting up in front of people. I like
Me
fucking
too.
telling jokes and fucking having something to say and seeing where it goes. And so I'm enjoying this more. But again, until I get out of bed, it is da 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 da. And then I get up. And then I get up and I get letters from dear voiceover actor. And now that's all I do. I almost, before I respond to these guys, want to send a letter from a different email saying something completely different and get the same letter back. Dear voiceover actor. But I won't. I'm gonna believe that they watched clips of In Hot Water talking to Frankie, you know, having Jim with a talking mouth say "goddamn jet skiers" and said, "This is our guy." I don't even have time to spell his name. I'll just call him
You should
voiceover
have known
actor.
when it was signed Steve Aarons.
I don't have time to. I don't have time to let reality creep in. I don't.
Fuck, don't let it. As long as you do a comedy, you never have to grow up.
No, we're pretty good with that.
Hi, Thesis Dustin.
You're killing it today, Drew. It's Drew hit the ground. Drew's on fire today.
We're gonna reach Carucci head redness levels previously thought unachievable thanks to Drew's sweltering basement.
Everyone's funnier than me tonight,
It's
and I
great.
love
My
it.
face looks like a meteor coming towards Earth.
You saw, if you went to the top of the chat, actually I tweeted it, like, because I always put it in my Instagram story, and if I go to cut the picture when I go to the YouTube page, if there's a comment in it, I'll leave it. And there was one comment from Jesse James immediately. Great pearl diver. That's what it said. Because of the line, you know, whenever I'm like, your face is a little red, and you're like, dude, when I bend down to tie my shoes, I come up like a pearl diver.
Swear to God. There you go.
Rich! I forgot we could do that.
Oh, that is awesome.
We got to see, we're not using Impound Media at the Drew enough.
Yeah, I'm using. There's so much to do, and I'm not getting paid for any of it. I've never been so I'm sweating, dude. I was up at 4 a.m. today to work for Chump Change. I got home and been setting up the studio ever since. And then you guys showed up just in time. I mean, today was actually the first day that I actually felt like I had everything ready when we started the show, which was nice. But it's a lot, you know. Like you're saying, it's you know, I'd like to get paid again.
I know. Well, how do we do it then? Like, this is the number one thing I enjoy doing. Don't get me wrong. I have the In Hot Water sign at my apartment, the brick wall, and it does look good. It does. Looks good.
It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because it's just a neon light with the cord that
But you
tried.
can't have Rich there because he would just blend in with the wall.
You know who we might have? Fucking Steph. I stink. Do it again. Anyway. But I'm saying, you know, we have tomorrow. I'm gonna have for a genuine whiskey Wednesday. I think Bill. I'm worried. Look at him sweating. We're gonna have Bill Schultz drop by.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and we're
No,
just.
you gotta
He's
fill
bringing
the year.
he's bringing a tour group with him.
But okay, do you want? Yeah, but we can't. Why don't we start doing Wednesday afternoons? Why don't we start doing?
Maybe.
You understand?
Tomorrow's a tough day, but
If we, well, not this, but you understand, why don't, like, if we could do the 2:00 show here, Drew, but you have a job, right?
that's the thing. When you're freelancing, which is what I'm doing, I'm taking everything I can for any amount of money right now. You're like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, no, I can't do that because either I'm working or I have to work at 4 a.m. the next day, which means I have to take a melatonin at 8 p.m. to fall asleep at 9 to get 4 hours of sleep or whatever the fuck.
I'm not worried, dude. I'm
exaggerating a
voiceover
little
actor.
bit.
Is that like Percocet Light? What is it? Melatonin?
Melatonin you could take with drugs that put you up.
You can't
apparently. Don't quote me on this, sir.
Doesn't melatonin give you insane dreams and stuff? Dude,
I don't dream at all. I smoke marijuana.
What do you call that cancer? Just a something cancer, isn't it?
Melanoma?
Melanoma. Don't mix those up. Yeah, it's not good.
Don't make
Kiana keeps saying
don't
she
mix
has.
melanoma with
Kiana
anything.
keeps saying she has squamish cell something because she had a sunburn once, and I'm like, stop it. I forget what I was gonna say. I'm sure it was fucking important.
Well, what is important is man, Dubai man for $2 says cookout at 7. See you there.
Dude, I would do that. I'd go to a-
Man, W man,
W man.
man. I'm
Not-
from Jamaica.
Not to be confused with Big W, our buddy Whit. Different guy. Yeah, I don't know. But as long look, I'm gonna say what I've been saying since day one. As long as it's fun. But then when I do the 2:00 show today, and then I'm like same thing. Like Monday was different last week because Garrett and Steve, that's a thing. That's our brand, whatever. And you know, not to get in the way of Garrett and Steve, who are their own thing and they're great. But it's like Tuesday, it's like, all right, I just did 2 shows, but I feel like they're different because fucking it's Stencil Tuesday.
Yeah.
Any Tuesday with Stencil is Stencil Tuesday, right? And then
Gotta be.
fucking anything here, you said it, Drew. Impound Media is Impound Media. It is. If it were up to me, we'd be doing at least 2 shows a week here, which we would if Drew weren't busy and I weren't.
Yeah.
We didn't have conflicting schedules.
What time were you planning on doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we're doing it at 2. Excuse me, 3.
3?
But we could do 2.
I could maybe do it 3. 3 is actually easier.
Watch this.
You know what I have to do tomorrow? I
What?
have to be on a pre-production call where we talk about what's going to happen. And you know how much I get paid for that?
How much?
Nothing.
He's got to answer people looking for voiceover work tomorrow.
On. Let's see. Bill Schultz. Why does Bill
Dear voiceover actor.
Dude, that's a done deal. Let's see. Bill won't answer, but let's give him a call.
I miss Bill. I want to have him around. And if we're doing tomorrow, it's different because I can leave the shit up.
Yeah. Let's see if he actually answers. If not, I'll just
Not because caller ID.
I'll just leave him a message.
I'm guessing this is what porn sites used to look like in the beginning.
Used to. Play the music, Drew.
Dun, dun.
He never. Do you think he's drunk? All right, I'll just send him a message. Hey, buddy, we're doing it at Drew's studio tomorrow. See how I did that?
Tentatively.
Tentative.
So tell him, can he? So is it an ask? We may be doing it in Queens tomorrow. Would you be available for that? Just say yes. Bigger space, more booze, promise. I feel like we sealed the deal with the last phrase.
I know we're all poor now. Have you been hopping turnstiles?
No, but we talked about you on Monday. No, Gum Friday. Me, Garrett, and Steve.
Oh, yeah?
And I gave you props.
You guys talked about me?
We love you. Come on. Come on. That's me. I'm the one no one talks. Do you understand? Like, I'm the dinosaur. Garrett and Steve are fine. You're great. You're done for with that red face. But I'm saying I'm the dinosaur. I'm in the way. At any rate, I was bragging about
The
how
Fagatrosaurus.
they may have called you a Jew when I bragged about how well you. I'm like, well, Drew does it, but he has a running total in his head, so he knows now. Even if he gets caught, he's so far ahead of the game. And I think
I'm starting to get scared again because,
Why?
like, I'm like, all right, the world's, you know, how like AI comes out and all of a sudden they're like, you know, they can, hey, this is your face every time you jump to turnstile. They can add it up and like.
they'll go back and say you
right?
owe.
There was a woman who was like stealing from Target for forever, and they
Keanu.
and they didn't charge her. They never stopped her, but they kept a running toll every time she stole something, and then they built a police report out of it. So I'm like, I'm jumping the same turnstiles every day
this
or
ain't
whatever.
China.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, one, that's a made-up story to stop people that think they're getting away with stealing from Target, don't you think? And I'm dumb, and I'm Captain Conspiracy, but I guarantee that seems like they'd make that up. Like, hey, I know you think you're getting away with it, but did you hear the one about the girl who thought she got away with it, and then they, you know what I mean?
Well, that might be why Jews are digging tunnels, Gino.
I think that's made up. I do, because it just makes more sense. But, yeah, I was saying that, you know, Drew's jumping turnstiles and he's so far ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I was doing it when I was getting paid.
Hey, zoom in on him again so I can get him a beer. Isn't that right?
Yes.
What do you think?
I don't think I could hop a turnstile.
They're making it harder.
I'm more of like a 2 turnstile guy.
This guy doesn't miss.
They are making it harder?
They're making it harder
Just for white people.
They basically put this. Well, yeah, actually, but they put this piece of metal up on the thing so that you can't just put your like hands on the thick of it. But it actually it hurts a little bit, so I have to think about it before I do it. Also, I actually ran from the cops once. Did I tell you about this?
Did you really?
Yeah.
I remember you getting into work and talk. Please tell us.
Yeah, I was.
I just want to be cool and be like, I remember. Sorry, buddy, go on.
Yeah, I was basically same shit and always. Oh, you know what happened? Something about like was maintenance here at not my apartment where I live, where I don't live or whatever. And I was gonna be late to work.
Where Bill might not be tomorrow.
I didn't look around before I jumped the turnstile, and there was a cop there, and there was a train right there. So I was just like, "Oh, I'm late," and I just kept running, and the guy ran after me, and he was like, "Wait!" It was like this big.
Wait, you're white.
Yeah, whatever. And I got on the train, and I like went like one extra car down, and like peeked over, and I saw the guy like just on the platform, like, where did he go?
Where did he
what
go?
I mean? And my fucking heart was racing, and I was the only time I've ever really run.
I
From the cops,
remember
and
you.
I got away with it.
That was like about
For
two.
now.
That was about 2 months before we shut down, right? I remember you coming in, being like, "Oh my God, did I have a day?" I thought that was
Yeah,
so
you would have
cool.
went to jail for that, but if you were black and threw somebody on the fucking track, they'd get a
Community
GoFundMe for you.
service, Yeah.
Well, that's the pause in conversation.
Yeah,
There you go.
Do you So you don't follow politics at all, right?
I can't vote. I'm a
But you know who
felon.
does is a filthy farmer for
He-
$5.
Shout out, Phil. He always just throws 5 super. Thank you, filthy farmer.
We love you, filthy
By the way,
farmer.
and Jersey River Rat 88, big ups, Drew.
I appreciate that super
Why are
hard, but
people
somebody
ret-
told me we're not supposed to read the ones that aren't. paid
Yeah,
for.
don't read the Porsche yet.
But I want to talk to everybody. Everybody's cool. Oh, speaking of honorable mention, Joey Dago just texted me and said he can't super chat right now for certain reasons, but he loves us.
Oh, Joey.
Joey's got a lot.
love
Always got
Joey
a.
Dago.
Joey allegedly hit someone with a fire extinguisher or something.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do that.
We have some more too. Let's go right to him. Hey, that's me. Hi. Oh my god. No, you stop.
This is. By the way, this is a true show. This is a true show. We'll just sit here and drink. You go on, buddy.
Drew to show. Nathan Kittle upgraded his
All right.
membership to a
All
triple
right,
distill.
Nathan
All right,
All right, Nathan Kittle. All right, I promise I'm dedicating the.
All Kittle aside.
I'm dedicating once we finally fix it. I'm dedicating the first fucking triple distilled in hot water to Nathan Kittle because he
Awesome.
literally is like, fine,
Kittle me
fi-
this.
Fine, here's an extra $5. You sad fucking 55-year-old man. Chendon, thank you,
Keep it
Nate.
going right here for win at all costs
Yeah.
or win tall. Win it
Oh
all.
my God! Let me say this to him.
pizza.
By the way, let me say 2 things and give props to 2 people. Neither of them are us. One, Drew, and win at all costs, because last week's episode with Jake and Louie got taken down because we showed 2 clips.
I know. I was gonna watch. I watched half it.
It's a-
The next morning I woke
it's-
up. It was off.
And then I had Drew fucking fix it.
I saw it,
and
yeah.
he did it wrong. And you know I'm complimenting her. And an hour later, everyone's like, it's back down. And so I gave him the week, and I'm like, can you try it again? And he did. And I found a way when I put it up. It came up as a premiere the other night.
I did
So
get
it's
to
like
watch.
it's like it's premiering. It's up
Yeah,
again.
but that's a lie. We
I
premiered
did
it
catch
3
it.
times.
Yeah, but the beauty of it was there were like 50, 60 people in there watching it, and win at all cost, when we ordered the pizza, gave $20 in the chat for pizza.
Look at
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Hero.
Thank you.
Hero.
Just
Winnetah, which
That's hero.
sounds like a city in Canada.
So there you go.
Also, not to be outdone by. Oh no, that's still win at all costs because we still
Yeah.
love you. Pizza and
Boo!
fellas.
Stolen pizza. He did it already.
What kind of fellas are we gonna buy with $20?
Uh-huh.
Ero Nam, €5, and his first super chat. Shout out to Ero Nam.
Thank you,
Nom, nom,
buddy.
nom, nom, nom,
Thank
nom,
you,
nom,
buddy.
nom, 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 nom.
Then we all sit there. More? No, that's it. We're all just sitting there drinking like,
Damn it.
just keep.
Damn it. That was
Just
going
keep-
good.
You should actually do at least 1 stream a day just to pay for dinner.
It's over.
Thank you, Chris Shana Mana 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 Mana.
Yay!
$5.
What is that, a picture of balls? What is that?
By the way, who was the crazy guy, Charles? So anyway, the reason I'm talking about politics is I mean, like
Yeah, I know, it's
and
not
that's
my thing.
another thing. Like I would like to think now that I'm like not in the studio, I don't care about like the dabbleverse. I don't worry about the Twitter. I really don't. I wish I could wean myself off. I wish I could wean myself off politics now. That's the next thing.
Do what I did. Become a felon. You can't vote.
I'm just too late. I can actually vote this year for the first time since, and everyone makes fun of me. I'll say it again. I voted for Obama the first time. I did. That's the last time I voted.
Yeah, but that's not why everybody's making fun of you.
Yeah, it's my incredible
That's
stupidity.
hilarious. Did you really?
I did, but I remember when Obama, because you know me, I'm a vindictive little prick, and I'll never forget. Obama chose Biden as his VP, obviously. Not this Biden, and not the one before him, about 3 Bidens ago. And I'll never forget, like that was like, I was young. I wasn't though, watch this. 2008, I was a young man of 40. Oh my God, I was.
I remember
39.
before you were Gino Bisconti when I first started working with you.
I was still him, but honest to God, I didn't follow politics, and I never really followed it. I'll say it again until election night 2016. But even a guy that doesn't follow politics back then, and I wasn't going to vote, I didn't care. But then when McCain's like, well, he took the old white guy, I'll take the young chick, and he took Sarah Palin, who was the dumbest fucking cunt alive.
Oh, the Alaska chick.
Yeah, and I felt insulted. You know what I mean? Like I feel insulted by the Democrats now.
That's
I'm like,
how I feel about Kamala, and like I'm getting into problems with people because I'm like, hey, I
You're a
don't
Jew. I'm
like
kidding, he's
Kamala, and they're like, oh, because she's black, because she's a woman, like that's the prop up. I'm like, that's feels like why they picked her, and I like can come up with arguments of why I don't like her. But you know what, dude?
What?
You're not gonna like nobody's gonna like what I'm about to say. I like fucking Tim Walz.
no, I don't like what you're saying.
He is the breath of fucking fresh
He
air. that I've
ruined
been
Minnesota.
waiting- What do you mean he ruined
Did you ever see the
Minnesota?
fall of Minnesota?
Everything I've found about Tim Walz so far, and I've been looking very minimally.
These guys are really looking. Go on. Sorry,
I've
I
been
made you use.
I'm
and
like-
you switched it. I'm looking at that one. You put it on. I'm sorry, buddy. Go on, Tim Walz.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it because I haven't looked into him too much. I was working a lot today, but I'm like, all right, let's look into this guy.
Ooh, I have
And
a job.
he
I'm
was at the-
working.
yeah.
I'm generating
Yeah.
income for my fiance. Go
I'm
on.
making slightly more than I'm making right now.
I would just vote for good-looking hot chicks if I could vote. I don't care who they are. or
If
what
you
their
watch,
thing is.
I'd love for you watch. This is what we have to do because I'll watch some like fucking pro-left documentary. And again, I love your political take because I know you're fucking more left than anyone I know. But you're fucking the easiest guy. I love talking politics with you. I do, and you know that. But it's like find some liberal movie and make me watch it. But watch The Fall of Minneapolis on Rumble because you'll lose your mind. And Waltz was behind this, and they just sold out fucking.
I'll check it out because I'm down to listen to whatever anybody has to say.
Oh, plus I'd love
But
your-
There was things about him where like I didn't know who he was, and I like saw stuff in passing, and then I looked up his name, and I was like, oh, that was that guy.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Oh, we're
pretty
getting
cool,
a call
you know?
from
Like,
Dalton
shit like that.
Clodfelter, everyone. Dalton, did I lose him? Hello? No, I lost him. Fucking goddamn it.
I'm for abortion. I was at least 3 times. So
What's that?
Anyway.
What did I used to say? I'm like, I never worried about
You used to
abortion.
say- I know what you used to say. I'll say it again.
I don't worry about abortion because I live on a 3rd floor walk up. Hold on, let's try it again. Take 2. Dalton, you're in. You're in. Stay tuned. Hot water with Gino and Rich Carucci. I miss you, buddy.
We're gonna have to work on that one.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, why didn't you pick up?
I tried to, but the phone didn't work. I'm in a basement. Why?
Gino, my friend just died of a heroin overdose.
What a faggot.
No, I'm just calling. We're calling from No Holds Barred on Twitter.
Oh my God, I missed your link today. I feel like we haven't talked in forever. We're growing apart, Dalton.
I know. Well, Whiskey Wednesday's tomorrow, right?
Whiskey Wednesday is tomorrow. We're going to send you a link. I'm not sure. Are you up for tomorrow?
Yes, I'm hammered right now. I'll be great tomorrow.
All right, and we're going to have an in-studio guest, Bill Schultz, who's so liberal. Well, I'll do it from my apartment then. It'll be great.
Maybe a little later.
Either way, you're on for 3 o'clock tomorrow, Whiskey Wednesday, and we're going to be with Bill Schultz from Red Eye, who fucking literally thinks that Joe Biden got 83 million votes.
Okay, I got one question for you right now. We'll talk to him, but I got one question for you right now.
No. Do you have one for me in 10 minutes? Because I can hold.
Nope. Right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
When did you lose your virginity?
Ready for this? When I was 20.
Oh, what? Really? How?
Catholic school.
That explains why you're so funny.
I had Catholic school, Catholic guilt. Honest to God, 20 years old.
Jesus.
How was it? All right.
It was.
How was it?
It was non-memorable because I was terrified.
Because the guy never told him his name.
Yeah.
Was he good? Was he a sweet lover?
Yeah, did he come?
Look, the guy here that you didn't hear already said I don't remember his name. You're 3 seconds behind on the heathen.
All right, well, I'll let you go, but you're fucking gay, dude. You really got to get that checked out.
I love you.
Fucking...
Bye, Paul.
I love you, too.
Later. Those guys, I'm going to say this.
Say it again.
Same as you, Drew. Like, you are, like, very left-leaning with everything, but I love talking politics with you, right? Dalton is alt-right insane.
Really?
And don't get me wrong, but he will
You
discuss...
can hear when it's like, all right, dude, you're just being a little weird right now.
No, but he'll discuss stuff. Like, we do Whiskey Wednesdays, and he was talking a couple weeks ago. It's like, they were talking about bombing Iran. And I'm like, good. And he's like, I don't want to bomb Iran. I want to bomb Israel. And I'm like, all right, look, I don't know what you're... And he had, like, all his points. I'm like, I just want to stop paying taxes for all of these fucking wars. And I said, I don't care who we bomb. But I'll have these discussions with people. But I'm like, just bomb these fucking people.
Oh, yeah.
Bomb them. Get bombed. But it's...
I say we start with California.
Oh, my God. Fucking don't upset Drew. He loves Gavin Newsom.
Who?
I said you, but you were
no,
you were doing something busy.
I was reading the comments. There's one particular. I'm not going to say his name or the comment.
Come on.
But I liked it. It wasn't a super chat, so right. I'm not.
We're
to say
not.
it.
No, you can read it if it's pertinent to what we're doing. But like, and
I
you
just liked it in particular because he said my name in it. He said my Jamaican story is going to be awesome,
Yeah.
or epic, or whatever.
yeah, you get. Let me explain why you're allowed to read anything you want, Drew, because you're in there reading it. You know what I mean? Like and this is the other thing why I love this. Okay, and I brought this up when one time Steve's like, yeah, he mentioned the chat thing. I don't know if he was for or against it, but I'm like, I don't like the chat because I find myself looking at it, and no disrespect.
You're really good at it, though. You're good
Oh,
at
they all-
being like, oh, and thank you, and then like going back to it.
Yeah,
Whatever you're talking about.
but and thank you, but it still distracts me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to totally be immersed in this. And the people chatting, please keep chatting. And Drew, if you see something you like, please read it. But I don't want to do it on my stream because I have Drew to look at the chat.
Right.
You know, while I'm fucking around with you and Drew's being funnier than both of us. But when I'm doing it in my my apartment, you know, I literally I just like turn it off. Otherwise, I'm going to read it. And it's not a bad thing. You guys are great, but I want to get where I want to get.
Oh yeah. Well, we're skipping some. Does she not see Drew does drugs? Who cares about his views?
Wait, stop. Stop before you
and
move.
Jaquan G.
Oh, no, go.
I'm not gonna say it, but he.
But before you do a thing, who's the guy that wrote Drew does drugs? Who cares about his views?
Do she not?
Do you get the name yet?
I'm hard. I have to sound it out. Do she Nazi?
Douchey Nazi.
That took me a minute.
Do you want? No, it took me, and I love this guy. Like, I would read his things all the time, and after about 5 months, I go like this. Oh my God, it's douchey Nazi.
That's funny.
And I know, and I want to believe he was sitting there like, finally, asshole, because I don't mind being dumb, and this gets watched. It's like I planned it. The chat is really good.
Yeah, especially from Natalkos, not Canada, Ohio.
I
And I'm
hope.
only getting to that one. Thank you, Natalkos, because down here at the bottom,
Yeah.
Niger, this is the guy that said the thing about my Jamaican story is going to be epic. Says, there you go, paid for 2 chats. Thank you, Niger River.
New Jersey River Rat 88. And again, let me say this, and I'm glad because I'm realizing it now. Please, in the chat, do not think I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, we're so much funnier than the
I
chat.
want to read the
Why
chat.
would I?
It's so funny, dude.
You can.
I know.
Like, that's why, that's like perfect while you're here.
Their
But
names alone are hilarious.
like and that's another thing to their compliment. Like, if I keep reading the chat and laughing, which is great, then it changes what I want to say, and I want to evolve to what I want to evolve. And if the chat likes me, they'll stay either way. But the chat's hilarious.
Great.
But I can't. Like you can, Drew.
It's the closest thing we have to just taking random calls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't, that's one of the
No,
biggest
my
things I
phone's
miss
on
is just-
vibrate. You could call me right now. 646-369-6564. How do you think I knew Dalton was calling? Anyway. By the way, also, as long as we're reading emails, while I wait for fucking...
he's an interesting dude, Dalton.
he's great. I really like him.
Ex-military, right? Wasn't he in the military?
You know why he's
And
not in the
left with
military?
vaccine.
Wouldn't get vaxxed.
Good man.
Got thrown out of the military because he wouldn't get vaxxed.
All the drugs I do, I wouldn't get vaxxed because they told me I had
But
to.
also knowing Dalton, I have a feeling like they've read a list of 30 things he did wrong, and they went like this, and you're not vaxxed.
And you're not vaccinated.
And he's like, you know what it is? And you're older, you might not, Drew, but I know you know it. You know the movie Night Shift? Drew, do you know Night Shift?
It's great.
Only
Henry
when I have to
Winkler.
work it because I don't have a job now.
There's the movie Night Shift. It was actually a great thing.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's first movie.
Great movie.
Might have been Henry Winkler's first movie. Definitely Michael Keaton. Shelley Long's first movie. And they run a morgue and they turn it into a... But at any rate, he goes... what was I just talking about?
Night Shift.
Yeah.
Oh, Dalton.
No. Oh, he goes, yeah, I feel like Dalton, like they went through and the 15th thing, and you're not vaccinated. On Night Shift, what's his name? He gets thrown out of a casino, and he goes like this. So they banned me. They banned me for being too good a player.
Yeah.
And then they go, and he goes, how much were you up? Well, it was down 200, but you gotta... and he's like, so I took my complimentary watered down drink and threw it in his fat face, and they banned me. And that's Dalton. Yeah, I wasn't vaccinated. You fucked a female nurse recruit, and you yelled the N-word 30 times and said, I hate kikes. And are you vaccinated? Oh, so now I'm out? That's Dalton. That's Dalton.
Yeah, you might not want to use that word in the Army.
Want to hear about my weekend? No. You
Is
know
this
I've been
it?
working on my blackjack system, right?
Yes!
I'm out. I'm barred. I can't get in now, right?
Gotta go
You know
back
why?
more.
Being too good a player.
Yeah!
How much did you win? Well, I was down a couple hundred, but they could tell I was good, They looked at me, and they threw me out. They barred me. So they start dealing me off the bottom. I can tell when they do that. So I get up and I yell at the dealer, right? So he goes over to the pit boss. So I throw my complimentary watered down drink right in his fat face.
Yeah! I was
Just for the fact check, you were perfect.
I was
you were right
amazingly close to
We'll go to
that.
Vegas
They
next
banned me
week.
for being too good a player. So you know what happened? So Gavin fired me for being too good a podcaster.
There you
He
go.
fired me. It's such a good movie. That's one where he goes, feed the fish mayonnaise. Call Starkist is a good idea.
He writes down the ideas. He puts them in the fucking tape recorder.
I'm not going to lie to you, Drew. If you ever watch old movies, that's one you should watch, kiddo. It's funny.
I made the wife watch Taxi Driver 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I've got to. You know what I've been watching? I talked about this, and a couple guys, some guys give me a pass on this. You know what we're binging now? Me and Keanu, and it was her call. Well, actually, not even her call. I walk in, she's watching.
Twilight?
No. It's a chick series. I'm watching an old chick series, and it should be top 3 guesses. What do you think it is? Walk in, and she's watching it.
Don't say Sex in the City.
I don't have to. I don't have to. You got it first guess. And I'm going to say this, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. Never watched it. Didn't have HBO. It was like 2000. But I'll tell you the other. It's like it started in.
Not getting enough gay calls lately.
Right.
Get it all out. But I'm telling you, it's not bad. I like watching it. It's old. It's It's like almost watching. It's almost like watching Columbo. Like they don't have landlines.
Nothing like that.
I'm telling you, because they have old shit in there. It's like it's stuff that doesn't exist anymore. And not just the Twin Towers.
Before you know, he'd be watching Peggy Sue Got Married.
I already saw it. So I took my
Muriel's Wedding.
So I took my complimentary watered down drink and threw it in his red face. Oh, there was no booze in there.
Fat red face.
Fat red face. No, you don't watch chick stuff with your gal.
Fuck no.
Your wife's younger than you, right?
She's 40. I'm 60. Yeah, I won't watch any of that shit.
She's a catch.
She is a catch.
I mean, I'm not speaking out of school here, but she's very attractive.
She's hot. She's all a health
to the point where she was one time in the studio, and I was like, I don't think this girl knows where she is. I think she's lost. Are you supposed to be here? Are you supposed to be on the show? Are you one of the?
I'll take it a step further, and I think you'll side with me, and I know you'll be honest. When you, like, if you don't know Rich, and you're like, okay, and you see a picture of him and his wife, you're like, all right, something's going on there. Blah, 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 you know?
Well, that's the other reason she's a catch, is what I was going to say, is like, yeah, she's a piece. Very cute, you know.
But then you see them hanging out, and you're like,
and
no.
And she puts up with you.
No, she calls herself the Carucci Whisperer. That's what she calls herself.
It's like Keanu. Like, I'm sure same thing.
Yeah.
She's with you for your looks, your fame, and your money, right?
Yeah, right.
That's Keanu. It's like, I can't ditch her because you know when you're this.
I Saturday, I saw her and I didn't have a gig. She's like, "You're sleeping over." I go, "No, I can't." It was my other friend's birthday. He's on the phone. She goes, "He's not coming. He hasn't seen me in 4 days. He's staying here." She's cool about I
love that, dude.
Yeah.
No.
That's what you want in a girl, right?
You need a chick that calls you out on your shit and yells at you.
Yeah, but she's cool with me. I'll go a couple of days. She knows I'm doing my thing, hanging out. I mean, I'm not seeing anybody else. I don't even like her, so why would I want to fuck anybody else?
That's me and Karen. It's like, well, you know me. I'm just out there carousing with the women. You're drunk.
And she'll send me
drunk on the
texts.
couch.
She'll send me texts because I'm posting pictures. And she's like, "All right, you're red enough. Stop drinking. Go home." You know, shit like that.
Tap out.
She's cool about shit.
How'd you meet her?
At work. I worked in the fire department. She was the chief secretary, and everyone there hated me. Oh, God.
What were you, the fire?
I was in communications,
You're just
believe it or not.
seeing it today, right? You just.
They all hated me. They used to tell her to stay away from me. She was 18. I was 36. They're like, stay away from him.
Are you fucking kidding
That's
me?
that's called doubling up.
did you
That's called
do
a double off the wall.
They're like, stay away from him. He's a crackhead. He's a drug addict. He's a fucking piece of shit. So the more they told her that, because I would be smoking cigarettes outside hiding, and she was outside hiding
cigarettes?
smoking. And that was it.
Clove.
The more they told her to fucking avoid me, the more she got drawn to it. Next thing you know, we're on a date, and I'm going to jail. How old is this girl? What the fuck's going on here?
18.
18. I was 36 going through my second divorce. You know.
So wait, let me ask, what'd you do?
Holy props, dude. That's amazing.
What did you do at the fire department?
I was dispatching for. I was.
Were you
communications.
Kramer? You drove the end of the truck?
No, they would never let me drive the truck. Are you out of your mind? I didn't leave the fucking office. I was in this fucking office for 26 years.
He was the fire. You
Answering
did
the
that.
phone
Never
calls.
mind, you did that.
911, what's your emergency? It was more like, 911, what do you want? Fucking asshole, I was sleeping.
They put him in charge of the phone. 911, don't be a pussy.
Right.
And you would just hang up. You sound like you're being a fag, and you would just hang up.
We had some. I was suspended more than anyone in the history of that place. I once got a 45-day suspension.
What are you trying to say? You're like, what are you trying to? You got a fire in the kitchen?
Yeah.
You know there's water in there, right? Just use the fucking hose. We don't got time for this
You'd
shit.
be surprised the shit people would call me. Is it okay if I barbecue in my kitchen? Yeah, I got no problem with it. I'd get the address and send them over. You better go check this address. Some dude's about to light a barbecue in his kitchen. Oh, yeah, crazy people, nutty people. They started showing up at the firehouse to see me. I was like, get the hell out of here.
Like, my fucking house burned down because you didn't fucking send a truck.
He had his own fan base.
I did. It was nuts. It was nuts. I was there 26 years, and then one day they go, guess who's leaving? And I go, who? They go, you.
Rhymes with you.
God, I was like, I'm in
That's
the
what you're calling
union.
it, yeah.
I'm in the union. There's no fucking way I'm leaving. The next day, holy shit, they were like, here's your paper, sign it, you're out of here. Or you could leave with nothing. And I'm like, you know what? I think it's time for me to leave. And I left, and then they
As
had...
someone who's left with nothing, yeah, you made the right choice.
Then they made me come back. After I threw my uniforms away and everything, they're like, oh, we went over the books. You have to come back for 3 months. And I was like, are you fucking with me?
They overpaid you for 3 months?
I had to do 3 more months because the age thing, whatever the fuck it is. I came back for 3 months.
You mean so they didn't arrest you for the age thing with the woman you started fucking at their job?
And then I wasn't allowed to
You know
touch
that
anything.
age thing with your wife now? Yeah, you better come back for free.
I had failed a piss test at this point, and they wouldn't let me touch anything anymore. They're like, you just sit in the corner for 3 months. Don't touch anything. So I would sweep the floor. and just sit there. And I could answer the phone as long as it was from somebody in the firehouse calling somebody else. I could answer the phone. I wasn't allowed to touch anything else.
God, you've lived a life. You've lived a life.
Wait a minute,
Rich Carucci.
and you got paid for this?
Yeah.
And are they hiring?
Yeah, they tried to. I was at a fucking party, and the guy in charge of communications now tried to talk me into coming back. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? He's like, I'll give you $40 an hour. I go, dude, I barely left there with my pension. I'm like, there's no way. And he's like, no, come back. I'm in charge now. And then we got shit-faced, and he bought $1,000 worth of scratch-offs.
Hey, by the way, speaking of lottery tickets, should we be buying fucking stocks now?
Dude, can I?
Here we
can
go.
I fucking brag right now?
I wish
First
you
of all,
would.
I've lost more money in the stock market than I'll ever make back.
First of all, the fact that you have money in the stock market that you're losing, you're
Yeah.
already swinging your dick at me.
No, I'm swinging my tiny little small,
Go
never
on.
gonna get hard dick because I'm never ever gonna make the amount of money that I lost in the stock market.
Oh, really?
However, I decided about 6 to a year ago to buy stock in Lockheed and Martin.
Yeah, there you go. You got to buy into companies that'll be around.
Don't they blow up when there's a war? Like,
And it's nonstop wars for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
And it's already 300% over. It's not. Listen, I didn't make a real amount of money, but just to see the percentage up.
yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
great.
thank
probably
God.
because you couldn't buy a lot of stock because it's so expensive.
I own 3 shares of Lockheed and Martin.
I still, dude. Let me tell you, I'm blown. I'm like Elaine on that episode of Seinfeld when she saw his big check. Ooh, do you need me to get you at the airport, Drew? That's me right
I have
now.
money in stocks. I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's from when I was at the job.
I
won't touch it. It's just a way.
I'll tell you how much money I lost.
How much?
Well, I won't tell you exactly how much money I lost. But when the pandemic hit, I was like, this is a huge stock market
I will tell you how much
opportunity.
money I lost.
I'll tell you how much money I
like
didn't make.
ages ago, just to give you a number. And I'm sorry, just to tease it out, but you go. I'm sorry, Drew. You know.
No, you go.
No, mine's boring, but I want to hear this.
I don't actually want to give the real information.
Watch
How
this.
much
I'll tell my.
but let me tell you just real quick. It was a solid amount of money where I thought I was going to make a lot. I picked out a company. When I was about to do it, I was literally on the train on my way to go
That's
to
how you
Anthony's
do-
house.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's this stock. That point, when I didn't buy it, it was the lowest that it ever been. I decided instead to put it in weed stocks like a fucking idiot.
You
lost all that
you
money.
and Steve are the same person.
The fucking stock that I didn't pick that was exactly at that moment at its lowest has like tenfolded. Like,
Everyone, how old were you when you did that?
this was Coheed. What do you call it?
COVID. So you're like
This is
early
COVID in
30s,
Cambria.
right? No, early 30s?
Mid 30s, late 30s.
Doesn't matter. Like when you're young, we all have a story like that. And by the way, to put it in perspective, another producer, Steve, we were talking about it yesterday. Steve bought what stock? Because I asked the same question yesterday on In Hot Water, whatever you want to call it, and I'm like, Steve's like, I bought stock too, and he did the same thing. Rather, like
compound.
Watch this. What do you love? Watch this. No. What do you love? Weed. What does Steve love? Gambling. So what did he buy? DraftKings. And
DraftKings was a good one to buy.
He said he
if you
bought
got
it
it
at the highest point and it went down. When I was backpacking through Europe, and this is when I was 27, right? Watch this. 1997, I'll never forget. Everyone was on these Ericsson cell phones. So I got back and I told my guy, and this isn't money. My mother, when she passed away in 96, she left me like I got $100,000 from her, and I didn't need the money then. I had a job. I didn't care. Put it in within.
Definitely need it now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Because within a year, this is 98. Before the NASDAQ crash, it was $200,000. I'm not kidding. So I did nothing, and I know nothing about money and don't care.
You're not kidding. That was literally the last time you weren't kidding.
I know.
Ever since then, you've been kidding.
But think about it. I'm 28. I've got my whole life ahead of me. I'm not worried about anything. And I'm like, well, it just, and you know, this is how dumb I am. I go like this. So it just doubles every year, right? So I don't worry about that until the crash. And then it's like, it literally goes from 300,000 back to 100. I'm like, I'm back to zero. I'm like, but the Ericsson stock I bought, same thing.
Oh, God.
It was blowing up and I refused to sell it. I refused. I'm like, it split, blah, blah, blah. It was literally, me and my buddy talk about it all the time. When I was about to move to New York, it was March of 2000, and I packed up all my stuff and wrapped it in newspaper, right? And then I ended up not moving because something fell through, and I didn't move for a year. And I mean it. March 7th, my lucky number is...
That's my birthday!
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's my lucky number, 37. So March 7th, 2001, a year later, I move up to New York, right? And I had bought Ericsson, and he had bought Nokia. And it was after the crash, and all our money was gone. Because we're like, same thing, it's like, why would we ever sell it?
Yeah.
Why would we ever sell it? We
Cell
just
phone,
keep...
yeah, exactly.
And we're looking at what we could have... We're literally unwrapping the newspapers. You know, back when they used to have the stock pages, in 2001, we're unwrapping 2,000 papers going like, we are the dumbest fucking people. Watch this. I wonder if he'll answer, because I was hanging out with him this weekend. And it was like, you can't live like that anymore. But my point is, we all have that. Like, this is as good as it gets. We all have stories of good times at picnics with boats and noodle salad. And we
I just
all...
want to tell you that I'm looking at it right now. I'll tell you the exact stock.
Please.
It's called X. I think it means American Steel or something like that. And it's gone up 500%.
Yeah.
And that's the one instead you bought weed stock?
Exactly, yeah. And I only bought, like, just to follow it, like, one share or something. So my total gain is $33 instead of fucking hundreds of thousands. Well, not
That's
hundreds.
insane.
That's over.
Let's see.
I just want to pretend like I.
Let's see if Bomba answers. I gotta watch this. I mean,
But yeah, X and Nail. Check those out next time the stock market crashes.
Well, my friend says you got to find stocks that are going to be around in 5 years.
Yo,
Couple
dude.
years.
yo, dude, we are sitting here, right? And
Yeah.
I'm sure you're busy, but
a little further from
a little further. We're telling you're on air, like, but Bomba, like my buddy, I'm like, should we be investing in the stock market? And my buddy Drew was like, I bought this stock. I was gonna buy this stock. It went up so much, and instead I bought weed stock, and it sucks. I'm like, every young person has that story, and I told the story about how I was supposed to move in March of 2000, and instead it was 2001, and a year later, I had Ericsson stock. What was yours, Bomba?
Oh, Nokia, baby. Nokia.
And we're unwrapping my stuff and looking at the ticker pages from a year earlier, and we're like, we're the stupidest motherfuckers.
We really were.
And
you couldn't have known. You couldn't have known that Nokia wasn't going to be as good as fucking Verizon or whatever at that time.
and we're
you know?
all, but and I'm trying to make Drew feel better because like we all do. Drew's
feel
like,
fine.
Drew's like, I was gonna buy this stock, and he looks at it now, it's up 500%. He's like, but instead, I bought stock in weed. And my buddy, I was talking about yesterday, you know, Steve, the producer from In Hot Water, is like, I was going to buy stock and stuff, but I said, you know what, I lose so much money gambling, I'm going to buy stock in DraftKings. And he gave some more stupid people.
We are geniuses of investing, are we not?
We
I
all
remember
are.
my reason for buying Nokia was that I remember being at a bar and I'm looking around and I'm like, Gino, look at all the phones. They're all Nokias. Look,
Yeah, and
they're,
I told you when I was in Italy backpacking using your cell phone, everyone was on Ericsson cell phones, like, okay, and we bought it, and while we're just watching it go up, and we're sitting there, we're like Krusty the Clown, we're lighting cigars with $100 bills, and then a year later, we're like, oh, what the hell was I on? It was so dumb. All right, buddy, I'll let you go. Great time this weekend, man.
You know it, man. Love you, buddy.
Love
See
you,
ya.
buddy. But see, I'm not kidding, and every person
You didn't
has...
have to prove to me that you lost a lot of money. I
But we
believe you, just like I
all
believe
do.
that Rich drank today.
We
once.
all, let me tell you, I'm just gonna become a day trader. Fuck it. I'm like, it's over. But we were unwrapping it laughing.
You would have been better off buying weed instead of the weed stock, all right?
That's true. And yeah, although weeds, well, whatever.
Steve would have been better off putting in a bet than buying fucking DraftKings stock. But that's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we do. God, that's good whiskey.
Yeah, but definitely, like, there's a stock market crash coming. There was just, I guess, recently.
I
this
thought the
week
stock
a
market
big
was
mess.
crashing.
But it's kind of back. But it's like, you know, everybody gets hyped up about it. Warren Buffett sold like all his like stocks and stuff
That's
like
what I
that,
say, yeah.
like a couple of days ago. So yeah, like stock markets are crashing. But that's not a crash. COVID was a crash. You know,
Okay.
the whole market, the whole world was just like, didn't matter what company it was. It was just like,
The plan
when that happens, steel, fucking Coca-Cola, Apple, like that's the shit you got to get on.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, exactly. The stuff you know is definitely coming back.
Yeah, the stuff that's going to be around in 5 years. You go, what's going to still be around?
Yeah, I reached out to my guy, but the other thing is, and it gets to your Lockheed thing, the ones that are going to be around 5 years. Oh, this stock plummeted to what? $600 a share. Well, let me get 3 shares.
Yeah, exactly. But it's paying out, dude. It's like I made
without
like
a doubt.
$500 from it.
What's that?
I made I think I'm like up like $500 or something, which is
Better than being down 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, but it really is like the more you look at it, really is. My mother said money is so fake. It is. Don't get me wrong.
You can always make money. I
Except
tell
for
my
when it
kid.
pays for food and shelter.
I tell my kid, if money's your biggest problem, you're healthy, you're young, you can always make money.
My mother used to say, Chendon, baby, if money problems are your biggest problems, you don't have any problems at all. She said that. She said that years ago to a friend of mine. I didn't hear that sir till age, but it's true. Like, and that's how I wake up every morning. It's like, what am I gonna do? I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, we're getting married, and then I get out of bed, and I'm telling you, I have a black coffee. I sit there with the cat. And I'm like, it's fine. And I'm not kidding. We were at the beach last weekend, and there's some kid next to us. Young kid, he's got autism or something. He's just like, he's in the water and his dad's with him and he's gone, yip. And I'm not trying to be a dick. And you're like, I got no problems at all. I got no problems at all.
That kid's living the fucking best life. They're always happy, right? They don't need money.
I used to do a joke
They
about
need
that.
crayons.
I used to do a
chew and
joke
eat.
about the word retard, and people get so mad. I'm like, people, you know who hates the word retard? Normal people who don't fucking want to feel bad knowing that people are retarded. Like, if I'm doing a joke, right? If I'm doing a joke, like...
Did you just knock on wood?
Yeah, I did. No, watch this. Watch. I'll use you for it because it works, because this is the line. It's an old joke. I'm like, okay, let's say you're retarded. The fucking outfit really helps. Let's say you're retarded, Rich, and I'm doing a joke, right? And every time I say the word retard, everybody in the room gets offended. Everybody in the room gets upset except one person. One person gets really excited. One person is thrilled and happy every time I say retard. Do you know who it is?
Yeah, the
who?
retard.
Yeah, you. But what do people say? You ready for this? What do people say? It's a fact. They're like, stop laughing. They do that. They say the worst thing. They're like, stop laughing. And that's when you should look at them and say, what are you, retarded?
Right.
Like, that's the one guy that's happy, and they get mad at these words. But you're right. They're always happy, and I'll
Living
say
their best life.
the older you get, the more you realize. There's a comedian, and he's brilliant. Keith Alberstadt. He's one of the nicest people in the world I know.
he is.
And one of his children is mentally handicapped. And I mean it. Like, it makes you believe it's like there's a God, and he's like, you need to raise this kid. And it wasn't a curse. It was like, you're the only guy who can do it. You're the only guy. I got to print a couple of these every month, and you're getting this one because you're so good at it. And you look at the pictures, happiest kid in the world, you know?
That's a hard thing to do. I mean, just think if you were like the brother of Rain Man, I would have been like, get out and check the tire, and fucking took off. I'm sorry, I got no patience for that shit.
Keith Alberstadt is so brilliant.
If you're unsure, you just like grab a box of toothpicks and throw it down. If he responds, you're like
754.
God damn it. Keith Alberstadt is so funny. Like, and I've said it, like, you know, my jokes are like a blunt object. Ray, poor faggot. I did a joke. It's on my last album. And again, I say last album, so you think I have more than 2.
I thought it was because you were giving up comedy.
My final album. And I did this joke about like black coffee and like suck a guy's dick for a black, and you can imagine, it's me. You're familiar.
Which part was the joke?
Just a true story.
Not having cream in the coffee.
Keith Alberstadt does a joke about black coffee, and he's so clever. And what's the word I can never think of? Oh yeah, likable.
Right.
Then he does the joke. He's like, you go to Starbucks, and I'm not even gonna do it right, but I think it's great. He's like, you go to Starbucks and you order coffee. I'm like, I'll take a black coffee. She goes, what's your name, sir? He goes, no. Here's what you do. You turn around. You pour the black coffee into the cup, and you turn around. I'll be right here.
Right.
I'll be right here waiting. And it's funny because he says it in such a common sense way, you know? And his other joke is, and this one's good no matter how, he's like, I came home. Oh no, it's not him. He lived with another guy. Keith Alberstadt lived with the guy whose name I forget, but it was the other guy's joke, and he goes, and it really happened. He comes home, he goes, so I come home one day. And my roommate goes, how you doing? I go, I'm doing good. He goes, actually, you're doing well. If you were doing good, you would have been out in the neighborhood doing good deeds for everyone. He's like, So I'm going to ask you again, how are you doing? He goes, I'm fucking pissed. What?
That today at work, one of the producers I was talking to literally brought up 30 Rock, and they make that joke in 30 Rock where Tracy Jordan is like, I'm doing good, and he's like, no, you're doing well.
Right.
I don't know. What are the chances that I'd hear that twice in one fucking day?
Today, dude.
The chances are good.
And I guarantee you they stole that from the comedian, because if you, like, I can honestly say I did a joke, and thank God I'd been doing it for years, and I did my live at Gotham in 2013, right? And the joke is, The Last Supper, it's amazing. The Jews, Da Vinci captures the moment as the Jews are splitting the check 13 different ways. 2 weeks later, it's a fucking flashback on the Family Guy.
Of course.
And it's like, and I'll never forget, my girlfriend at the time goes, wow, it's a good thing you put that fucking thing out, you know, because it's on air. Yeah. Like that, and that's the Amy Schumer thing. I have my issues with her, but it's not her. It's like you get these writers that are like, what?
I hate her uncle.
Oh, Chuck?
She looks like the kid from fucking Bad Santa grew up. That's who she looks like.
With the curly hair?
She does. That's what I always think when I see her. Thurman Nerman or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm like, she looks just like him.
I never saw the second one.
There's two beds. I saw the first one. Great movie.
Oh, the first one's amazing. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa.
Mrs. Santa, stay
The one political thing I wanted to talk about, Drew, and I wanted your take on it because I think you'd even laugh at it.
Wait. No, don't. We got this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Are you fucking with me? Then, please. Drew, I love it.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking A. Like her tits, her stomach went to his tits, to her tits. Same bug. Come on.
It really is. Oh my God. The thing about Amy Schumer, I've said it, like, it's not her fault. They tried to rush her. You know, if someone came up to you in New York City after you'd been doing comedy 5 years and said, we want you on Comedy Central, would you be like this? Oh, no, I'm not ready. I need to. You jump at it. But that was when the industry started to change.
No, they told me, I'm going to need you to hand these flyers out in Times Square.
I never had to bark people in, but I did a couple bringers when I got up there. And I don't mean like because I was so good. I was just lucky enough to know people. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't that good.
I was a fucking bar back at New York Comedy Club. I worked my way up to barking.
Al Martin?
Yeah, and I worked my way up to barking. Oh, shit.
Can you imagine trusting... Hey, Rich, here's the key to the liquor cabinet. Could you go downstairs and bring us up a couple bottles? You got it. Has anyone seen Rick the last 4 hours?
You know what's the nastiest
But I did
thing?
come across a traffic cone downstairs.
Back then, you could smoke in a club. I would have to take all the fucking beer bottles out of the box.
And they just had...
Dump them in the shit. Dump all the beer out of them and then put them in the right boxes. That was the fucking worst thing I had to do.
Oh,
because
they had
rat basement down there where someone was killed down here. I'm like, yeah, when? Yesterday?
Was someone really killed in the basement?
That's what they said. It used to be like a mob place.
Oh, I thought it was like haunted. But was that the bar? Because I know the Broadway Comedy Club. I don't know if they still do. They had the fake alcohol. Like,
No, they had real alcohol. But you know what? Funny.
Just like my all-inclusive.
No, and like this is 80 proof. They would have 40 proof alcohol.
But it's Jack Daniel's wine based.
I don't even know what that is other than disgusting.
I don't know. I just drink the beer there, and I would always tell my friends at the New York Comedy Club, because I did some bringers. I go, when you come, don't buy anything that doesn't come in a bottle. I said, you pick that thing up. Flies would fly out of it.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
It's pretty gross.
They had like the George Foreman grill. They would cook the food on and serve it to people.
Stop it. How is Al Martin doing?
Not too well. We miss him. He used to fucking
dead.
We used to ask him all times about running the club and ask his advice. I worked for Al from when I started, man. Al was good to me, man.
I will say this. Al's daughter had the sex change, and she should have had the sex change.
Beautiful.
Dina, let me tell you something. It wasn't that she was 15 saying, I want to be a girl. She was just, like, always a little...
I thought he was a chick when I first met him.
Trying to be.
No, Linda Cork was the manager, and she asked me something.
What year?
Oh, man, I go, you mean the girl that painted the club? And she goes, the girl that painted the club? I go, her. She goes, that's Al's son.
Yeah.
She goes, she's going to love what I tell her. He's going to love.
You know what Fred Rubino calls Al Martin's son? You know what he called her once? Yikes.
I love Dina, man. Dina's
No,
sweet
I do
and
too, and
beautiful.
that's my point. Like, I think I've hugged her uncomfortably because there were times like when I
yeah,
saw her
me
when
too.
she was done her transition, and I'm like, and you're like, yes, I get it. You weren't 8 years old with Al Martin going like, hey, I want to cut his dick off.
Yeah.
No, you just lived your life and said, I think I'm a girl, and you did it, and it was great. But they're like, no. They're like all about her.
I made her uncomfortable because I sweat like
Because
an animal, so I would go
we
up to
see
hug
that.
her,
We see
and she'd
that.
be like, yeah. She always gave me a hug.
But she was very,
Sweetheart.
and that's another thing. She was, am I wrong to say this? You hug her because she was very comfortable with who she
It's beautiful. And
became. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's the point I try to make where it's like I get mad when they're like, you know what? It was Stay Tuned. The last episode we had Jake and Louie there, and he said it perfectly. Drag queens should. I said drag queens shouldn't be doing story time. It's like no, drag queens are exactly that. They're the kind of thing you go out, drink with your friends. Like, you want to go see a bunch of dudes in a bar dressed like women? Yeah, I do. You want to go to the worst strip club in the world? Yeah, I do. Do you want fucking me to drive this woman in a thong fucking to your kid's preschool to read Goodnight Moon? No, I don't.
Now you go to Florida Keys. I think it was the 401 Club or something. That's where the
Pink Pony Club.
Dude,
Oh,
we were on the balcony next door. We were holding up signs. Your tits are beautiful. The fucking dudes were like 6 foot tall, dressed better than chicks. They really take the time to do all the makeup and shit. They're out in front of the club, and we're taking bets. Who's the hottest one there? And we'd fucking hold up signs for them. Yeah, I did.
Did you do this at your destination wedding?
No, she's like, you can't go off the resort. You'll get us arrested.
You would never come back. They'd find him 2 weeks later. He's like, he's a drug kingpin now. Why did we leave him let the resort? I've been drinking.
Oh, you must
There
be
should
looking
be
for
a
the
rule.
rooch.
There should be a rule, though. Because in the 90s, I lived in Colorado for a short time, and there was this person called Stephanie that lived downstairs from me, and she was like
Sounds like a woman. Why does he say a person called
350 with a muumuu on. If you make a worse looking
You fucked
chick
her.
than a girl,
Say it.
than a guy, they shouldn't let you transition. You gotta at least look decent.
It has to be an upgrade?
Yeah, you can't just have a bunch of fat chicks that look like me walking around. It's not right.
It's really not fair to
not fair.
It's not fair to the bad-looking women.
It's not fair to anybody.
That's the old Jay Okerson joke. He said he picked up a fat chick with no tits. He's like, we're at the room, and he's like, and I take my clothes off. She takes her clothes off, and we're walking towards the bed. And for one brief moment, I think I'm about to fuck myself.
Yeah.
It is.
You gotta look better, man. You can't. Like Dina looks good. She looks like a chick.
She's
And she is a chick.
I
at
get this
point.
from my future mother-in-law all the time. It's like she says, and it's one of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten. She's like, Gino's very comfortable in his own skin, who he is, and I've never had a sex change. I've always been gay, but it's like I do. Like I'm a short little Italian dude, and I like who I am, and that's Dina, and she didn't start out in that skin,
Right.
And she's like, you look at her now, you're like, it's like good for you, go girl, and I've said it like the chick from fucking Orange is the New Black. That's great. RuPaul, that's great.
Yeah.
But don't fucking say, oh my God, well, I don't know what your parents think, but we're going to bring this to this. No, do it at a library. I don't care.
I'm comfortable around gay people. Listen, women don't even find me attractive. No gay guys are hitting on me. I'm all right. You know what I mean? I like gay people. They're great. If we didn't have them,
I
we'd
don't
have half the
care
art.
if you're gay or normal, black or human, vaccinated or you can think for yourself. I don't care.
I don't care.
No.
I don't care what anyone does.
I can't do that joke in the club. I have to say Mexican or human because if you say black or human, they're like, oh my God. And then I just go off on a fucking tangent because it's like, why is here's my question.
You go off on a tangent?
Me, I do. Why is
Rich, did you have anything to drink today?
A little bit.
most of this? I love
Drew,
that
are you high?
I love that I brought this last week and said, hey buddy, I got you some extra, and you're like, I left it. I'm like, all right, I'll drink it. I won't.
Yeah, I promised the wife I wouldn't get shit hammered.
So you lied?
Well, no, I'm not shit hammered yet, but I will later.
All right, here's the thing I wanted to say, and I sent you the clip, and you can make fun of me. Drew, even, and I think, I'm going to say this, and I think you're going to agree. And I say this about a lot that's going on my side, too. They have to both sides, I'll say this, I think both sides think we're all so stupid, and they definitely want us fighting with each other,
Yeah.
that they say shit that they know we don't believe, So they'll think I'll go to Drew. Yo, you guys are stupid. Nancy Pelosi.
Biden belongs on Mount Rushmore.
Yep, let's take a look at the video,
After
Drew.
she fucking helped get rid of him.
Yes, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Are you playing the video?
Listen, I just want to get invited to one of her husband's late night Hammer underwear parties.
Oh, wait, hold on. Take the 2. Is that, yeah, sorry about that.
Could you imagine having to see that naked? Oh.
Pelosi.
To make whatever decision, the top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore
This chick even
kind
laughs.
of president of the
She
United
looks like
States.
Clint Eastwood.
Want to know what comes next?
That he belongs up there.
I was
on
talking
Mount
about it with
Rushmore.
somebody.
Lincoln
Pelosi.
and Joe Biden.
She's
But you got
Hold
Teddy
on,
Roosevelt up there,
Okay.
and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Is she hammered all the time?
Yeah.
She's like us. You should put on a blonde wig. Next time you're on blonde wig, Nancy Pelosi. What's that, Drew?
She's like us, but fucking rich as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I think, or I was talking about it with somebody, so we were.
Please.
Nancy Pelosi she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's doing it all from behind the scenes.
But she
why would
said-
she would never even put her name in the hat for president or VP.
She's
She doesn't
fucking
want
Kevin
it.
Spacey,
She's just
season
like,
1 House of Cards.
Bloop, 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 just doing whatever she wants, having fun.
Buying the
whatever.
stocks that miraculously.
Did you
are
ever
fucking-
see House of Cards, Drew?
Yeah.
She's Kevin Pelosi. Kevin
It's the
Spacey.
one where the
season-
president hooks up with all the kids.
Yeah. Yes. Did he? Kevin Spacey season 1. That's who she is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You said it
The
perfectly.
whip.
She does. Yeah, the whip. She doesn't want to win. She like, oh, I don't care. And you said it too, and we all know it. She went. Does anyone not believe us 3 geniuses? Anyone in the chat that she's like, look, you got to go. And they set him up to fail. We all said that. You got to.
That's actually what we were kind of talking about, and this is from a liberal person that I was
Please.
hanging out with, was that, do you really think that everybody knew all of a sudden that Biden was bad, or they waited until that time because of money, because of like what they can do and what they'll be forced to
Right.
do and stuff like that? It was all on purpose.
They had to raise the money,
Yeah.
and then Kamala got
Yeah.
it because she was the only one that could
She's
take
the only
that
one
money.
that can get it. Exactly.
Okay.
That's what they said to me. I didn't know that.
So let me ask you guys and you guys this, and don't be insulted. We're not that smart. We're not stupid.
Nobody's claiming that we are.
No. We're not. We're
why
not
I'm in the
stupid.
situation I'm in
We're
today.
not that smart. But how stupid? And I didn't even hear what you said. I talked over it. I'm
No,
sorry.
I said that's why I'm in the situation I'm in today.
Thank you. But we're not that smart. We're not that stupid. But how stupid? I've said this. When I go, oh my God, Gino's right. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm saying I'm an idiot, and I get this. Okay. How are people not getting what we're sitting here laughing about? We're not saying like, you know what I think? We're not doing a deep dive. We're all 3 of us sitting here laughing, and most of the people watching are going like, it's so obvious. So what is going on in the country that they say this because they know people believe it? Am I nuts?
If you say it enough, they'll believe it.
It becomes true.
Right. Just keep saying it.
But to who? Because they say it all the time to us, and every time they say it to us.
It doesn't matter what they say. Everybody on that side is like, whatever the line is, as long as I'm not Trump. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is for
Vote
them.
blue no
It doesn't
matter who, that
yeah,
thing?
But not as blatantly. It's like it's these mental gymnastics that they don't even know they're doing. It's like, oh, thank God it's Kamala. Oh, like, like they'll never like,
No, I
oh
couldn't-
my God, I didn't know Biden
I
that
couldn't
was that
listen
bad.
to that
Like,
fucking
you
laugh.
knew.
She's so stupid.
I used to like that Kennedy guy. Who could put up with that voice for 4 years? It's like, dude. the
But am I
cancer's
wrong to
back.
say this? This is how you know that if the left wanted to win, and please, maybe I'm way off, and either people are gonna be like, yeah, or you're nuts. If the left really wants to win, don't they say, all right, look, we're dumping fucking Biden, and so they don't have to deal with the fucking misogyny and racist stuff. We're taking RFK Jr. and making him the presidential thing.
yeah. Even
but
his
they
family
didn't do
voted
that.
against him.
Yeah, and if you don't get just how fucking,
Anti-vaxxer, that's why.
yeah, but if you don't get just how much they fucking all want to fucking suck the teat of the fucking evil fucking empire that is the left and stuff, they're like, they didn't even have their own flesh and blood. But if you don't get, not if you don't get, am I wrong? Why didn't they just say, we're making RFK Jr. the Dem?
You are wrong, and here's why.
Shocking. Why?
Because it's not, if you think it's just the left or just the right, if you don't think Pelosi and Mitch McConnell are just like sitting in a room together having cigars
it's like
or whatever the
WWF.
fuck. Like they all know
right.
what's gonna happen. You know, they're all talking to the same. Maybe they don't talk to each other directly, but it's the fucking rich versus the poor, and they want all those people to think that it's the left versus the right. And as long as we just keep doing left versus right,
divide
they're
and conquer.
winning. Yeah.
Keep us fighting with each other. They're making their millions off the stocks and everything
Non-stop.
else.
You don't think they
give
all
a shit.
knew that
Make
the
it a
stock
race
market
war
was
so
gonna
they don't
crash?
think it's a class.
You don't
war.
think that they're gonna fucking try to steal the election this year?
I do.
Come on.
And I think they're going to take another shot at Trump. I do.
I think so too. I think so too.
And I think we all know it. And I think it's like insane that no one. It's not that we. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I don't understand why
Everyone
Trump
I
sticks
hang out
around.
with, whether they're fucking right, left, fucking hammered, we all
Gay or straight.
do it. Whether we
human
all,
or not.
yeah, we all laugh about it and say like, I'll talk all day, but we know they're all assholes. And I've said this in my act. It's not. It's us versus it's all of us versus a government that hates us.
That's what it makes me mad, because talking to everybody, people get so fucking mad when you like the whole thing of being a fucking American is that you're supposed to be able to have your opinions without other
Not
people
anymore.
getting mad about them.
No.
You know, and it's like, hey, I'm just bringing up the fact that like, all right, maybe this particular candidate who has been president already, maybe not the smartest guy, maybe a little rash, maybe says things off of the cusp and like maybe not be great for certain things. Or you're saying like, oh, maybe Biden specifically is a little too old and maybe not really all there. And they're like, I can't believe that you would say something like that a week before the rest of the country says it. And they're like, what are we gonna do about this? But they'll never come back and be like, oh, you were right, because it's this brain thing that people just like don't realize that they're doing in their head, or they don't want to realize that they're not like paying enough attention. Like, oh, you said this, you must be a conservative. Oh, you say this, you must be a fucking Trump person. You say this, you must like fucking like Biden or whatever. It's like, no, I'm paying attention to all the shit that's fucking stupid. And if you can't see that something's stupid just because it doesn't go in line with what you were thinking, then I feel bad for you, you know?
Oh yeah, and you go.
No, I was gonna say this. You see somebody. This guy's been in politics for 60 years, hasn't done shit. What do you think he's gonna do in the 4 years that he's telling you he's gonna do shit?
It's so
Nothing.
funny.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Just more fucking warring, like more talking,
Right.
people just trying to block each other.
That's why you gotta have 3 shares of Lockheed Martin. I can't even. God damn! I got nervous.
Set for life with 3 shares.
Lockheed Martin stock. Yeah, and they just all think we're gonna sit there and eat it up, but people are eating it up.
There's
They
nobody.
don't even know what else to do.
I like when they talk about these undecided voters now too. There are no undecided voters.
Oh, there's still never Trumpers, and there's undecided.
There's
and
no undecided. Everybody knows who they're voting
I
for.
guess you're
if
right,
they
but
can
that's
vote. Come on.
like what is the
Who's walking into the fucking voting booth going, gee, who am I going to vote for? Nobody.
I still don't know why we don't have paper ballots and
And you got to show ID, paper ballot, the day of the fucking election. What happened to voting that day and by the nighttime you knew who the president was?
Yep.
6 weeks later, you're still wondering. And it's like, guess what? After midnight, this guy got no votes, but this guy got all the votes.
that's the
really?
legendary graph. Everyone knows it goes like this, and boom.
And you
it's-
need a week to vote? What are you fucking, come on, a week to vote? You get 1 day. But
What's going on with the what's the election everyone's saying got stolen the other day? Venezuela. No.
Venezuela.
Was it? There you go.
They're in an uproar. Bangladesh is fucking they just ran the people that were running the country out. Ireland, they fucking so pissed that the Protestants and the Catholics joined together now and burning down the migrant centers. And England is fucking going nuts. I mean, that should all be a telltale sign of what's going to happen here. You think that shit ain't going to come here? Fuck yeah, it's going to come here. Absolutely.
It could come here.
Oh, it's coming here. It's here already. It's here already. Really? All these people coming into this country, why are they fucking military-aged men coming by themselves?
Oh, please. I believe that. And the other thing, how do people not get that to vote for Kamala Harris? And I'll say it like they got to. I've never in my life said this. It's women. Women shouldn't vote. When people say that, I'm like, you're just making a joke, right? But I'll tell you this right now. Anyone that goes in the fucking ballot, into the fucking booth and says like, yay, Kamala's a girl, I'm voting, you're not allowed to vote. And I don't care if you're a man or a dude. a man or a chick.
She would have to be a lot
Thank you,
hotter.
dude.
She would have to be a lot
I
hotter
don't
for me to vote
like,
for her.
Like, you understand, like, everything that fucking women fought for, so you could vote for Kamala because she's a woman, okay? Like, that undoes it. You're like, they should have in the ballot box? In the ballot box. I'm Joe Biden now, remember? They should have in the booth when you go to vote? One of the two fucking trans fucking God's mistakes that are in the Olympics beating the shit out of women with XY chromosomes. They should have them in the booth going like, I'm a woman. Why are you voting for Kamala? Because she's a girl. And that woman should punch that woman square in the fucking face. Because that's stupid.
I love she talks. What has been can be like her fucking bullshit.
You see the memes going around? They're showing the stock market crashing. We can be what is can be unburdened by what has been.
I like the dumpster of her and Joe floating by, and it's on fire. And they're just,
Didn't see
what
it.
a fucking nightmare.
Name one intelligent thing she's ever said. I'll say it for the 90th
Should I
time.
hold your balls, Willie?
Yeah.
Work the balls, Kamala. Work the balls.
It's a joke. But whatever. Here we are.
Who knows? I mean,
I believe I said it 20 minutes ago, so you don't worry about politics. I have to stop. I'm just going to fucking focus on, I'm going to get out of bed as early as I can, do more stuff, smoke more
one thing
cigars,
you gotta
drink more
remember,
coffee.
it's not who casts the votes, it's who counts the votes. Okay, that's what counts.
Well, they are saying they're going to have more fucking people.
Bullshit, they're gonna, for 6 weeks, they're gonna have people watching the fucking polls. That's how long they'll be collecting fucking votes for. Weeks. You can't, all they need is a half hour to fucking, hey, guess what?
The plumbing went down. I'll never forget the 2020 election.
The plumbing went down. You gotta leave the office.
I would wake up every day and check the news, and it was like the election's a Tuesday. You wake up Wednesday, still no winner. You wake up Thursday, still no winner. I remember I woke up Friday, or maybe it was Saturday. I don't know. I'm not trying to, but it was definitely not fucking Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. I'm almost certain it was Friday morning. I woke up to cars honking, driving up and down the street, and I'm like, oh my God, they let Biden steal the election.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, traffic.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jews. Oh my God, Mexicans. But they did. They did. And then you saw the graph.
Oh my God, stolen cars, black people. No, I'm just kidding. I love black
Stolen Car, great song by Ben Thornton. All right, look, we're coming up on 2 hours. Did we cover everything, kiddos?
Yeah. No, what else you got here? Lost fans? Do we want to get all this?
No, we don't. Look, there's a documentary coming out on Lost.
No, there's a documentary calling out.
That was just for shit.
Is that about the election?
No. There's a documentary coming out called Lost Fans. It's about you.
I do like
Stolen.
I watched Lost. I did.
Yeah, I didn't have a TV for years. I only got one because my wife came over to my apartment once.
Left it. I never watched Lost when it was on, and then I'll say it for the 90th time. Fans know this. Did you watch it, Drew?
Absolutely, yeah.
I didn't watch it when it was on. And then the last season, before the last season started, they had a catch-up episode. I'll never forget. I was at my friend's mayor's house in Wilmington, Delaware, sitting on the couch, and I'm watching the catch-up episode, where they show the past 5-6 seasons. I'm like, what the fuck? So I didn't even watch the fucking final season premiere. And I went and I binged it on Netflix, and I caught up to the live fucking thing, like 3 episodes left. I think it was like when they finally had Allison Janney as the mother and all that stuff. And I've watched it 2 other times since.
Lost was the beginning of binge watching.
I watched.
I believe that.
Ones.
Yeah.
I mean, Sopranos, but not really because
I
you
did
got
that
to wait
with
for it
Shameless.
to come out.
You guys Shameless fans?
No,
Shameless
but
cool.
my friends Kevin and Molly love Shameless.
Yeah. Frank. White boy Carl was my favorite. But my wife used to call me Frank because he's like a drug addict, alcoholic.
The dad, right?
The dad. That's what
William
she
H.
goes.
Macy.
She would call me up. Where are you, Frank?
But that's a great point. So that was the beginning of binge watching Lost, because that's the first thing I ever binged.
It was one of the first things that
I wouldn't
everybody
doubt
was
it.
binging and stuff like that. And then it was available on ABC.com. Streaming was kind of like new.
yeah.
People wouldn't leave their
So,
fucking house.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it was great, and it was the kind of thing that you'd catch up to it, and then somebody else would tell you about it, and you'd want to catch up. So seasons 1 and 2 and 3 were the best seasons, and 4 was the best season. And then you watch them all.
But don't
and
you
then,
hate
bro,
when people
the
here's the best
DVDs.
season? It's like, can't I just watch it and decide for myself? Like, why do people do that?
Well, then you watch it and you realize the person that already watched it gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going
There's
to tell
always
them.
one
Like,
dick.
what's your favorite season of Dexter?
Never watched it.
Gotta watch Dexter.
Yeah.
Told that. You ever see 6 Feet Under?
I used to
Good,
watch that in the
didn't-
beginning. That's that funeral home thing.
Never
That was
watched
good.
it. My roommate fucking binged it. I watched 1 or 2 seasons.
That was the
Yeah.
same time.
I heard
frame,
it had
though.
the best series finale ever.
6 Feet Under and Nip Tuck was another one that people would like go crazy
I
for.
tapped out after
Yeah.
2 seasons.
Well, I remember they were going nuts for The Walking Dead. Remember
Never
that?
watched an episode.
Yeah, no, I watched some of it.
I will say this. This is how I am. I've watched Lost 3 times. I've watched Breaking Bad 3 times.
I can't watch that. Because I used
So
to
good.
smoke crack for like
I think-
25 years. When I see him come out, I get like freaky.
Oh, yeah. I think Breaking Bad, and you can yell at me, I love The Sopranos, and I'll give it props. I watched The Sopranos all the way through for the first time in 2015, and it still held up. It's that good.
My wife's brother, Vito Jr.
Stop it.
I swear to God, Frankie Borelli. Look it up, Vito Jr. for the first season.
Does
The
it
first-
say? Does it say his brother-in-law is fucking Rich Carucci? Look it up.
Yeah, yeah. And then he didn't get. The next season, they made Vito Jr. so old that he didn't play the next.
Oh, they had a different character?
They made that was the one when the kid shit in the shower. That was the older kid.
I gotta watch. I only watched it all the way through once, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
Frankie Borelli. That was the kid has a better career than me.
Who doesn't have a better career than or me?
The guy who sent you that
God forgive
fucking
me,
message got a better career than
as
me.
opposed to I don't either. Like
The guy
that didn't
who's
come out
hiring you
right.
for voiceover got a better career than me.
That's him.
No, it's the one before the season. The original Frankie Borelli, the original Vito Jr. That was the second one. He was glad he didn't play that because he was like, he's like that would have been fucking comfortable. The first
Untoward.
Frankie Borelli.
So, by the way, how should I respond to that long email? I'm in, right?
Yeah,
But explain to me this. How do you send that one?
I believe that's him. Yes, a little kid. Yeah.
That's your wife's brother?
His brother's Frankie Borelli, the original Vito Jr. That might be him. I can't. He was a
So
kid.
stop it. How old is he? That's your brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's getting married in 2 weeks. They're like in their 30s or something.
So young.
I'm closer to my wife's father's like 5 years older than me.
Every time the camera's on us, I inhale. I'm so pathetic.
He's like 5 years older than me.
Who?
My wife's father.
My wife's.
Is that weird?
Not for me.
It's gotta be.
Dude, no, because my fucking future father-in-law, and I love him, Tom. I call him Kiddo. He's 8 years older than me, and I love the guy.
I could never see myself hanging out with anybody my age. I don't know what to talk about. I know
Yeah.
fucking dick jokes and drugs talk. Like, what's an IRA? I don't know. The Irish Republican Army? I have no idea. What kind of stocks do you fucking... I don't know. I don't know any of that shit.
Lockheed Martin.
Let's do shots. They don't do shots. They're all on medication. I'm on medication. Too.
I got so hammered the other day. I am not talking at school.
No.
With my father-in-law, who again 8 years older than me, we're just hanging out by a pool, and he's not even. He's sitting there in a shirt and shorts, not a bathing suit. It's scorching hot, and we're doing shots. He almost faints, and they're like, "Why'd you do that with him?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I like drinking with your father. I will not be yelled at because your dad's more fun to drink with than anyone else."
I'd be at a family party for her family, and I'm down in the basement smoking weed with her stepbrothers and shit. And the adults are upstairs. And then one of them said, this is when I was in my 50s. How old are you anyway? I was like, I'm 56. This is when I'm 56. At the time, they almost shit. They went, get the fuck out of here.
So funny.
Because I get hammered with them. Hammered. They're all young. They're in their 30s, man.
Hammered. All right.
Hammered. Well, somebody called it shit hammered when I was on your show one time. They said, look at Carucci, he's shit hammered. So I use that phrase now, shit hammered.
Shit hammered's great. God, I missed the show. I mean, we had to move on.
How many times?
How long were we going to do it?
Dude, how many
Breaking
times in your
Bad?
career
I
have you
love
done
Breaking-
shit in your career? Like when Danny Aiello owned the club or something else.
Did you do Danny Ellis?
Oh, I was the house host there. He got me commercials and shit. The guy loved me.
He called me a young fucking. Who was the guy that got in trouble with the drugs and everything?
Artie Lang.
No. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
His mother was the stripper.
Yeah, it was the stripper. Fucking Bruce. Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce. He called me a young Lenny Bruce. He loved me.
Great guy. Great
Did his
guy.
club all the time. It was so good to
And
me.
I knew it was a special time. I knew it wasn't going to last.
Everything you know is not going to last.
Every time, I remember when I was the house host at Greenwich Village, they would give me 1 weekend a month. I do Friday night, Saturday night, 2 shows Friday, 3 shows Saturday. I was living a dream. I didn't even drink while I was working it. They'd give me the clipboard and go, "You're running it." I get a text, TJ Miller's coming. All these people, man. Dick, whatever, Trace, the chick.
Dick Carr?
Tori Spelling's husband came one night.
Spelling Bee?
I was like, holy shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tori Amos's husband.
Yeah, I jerked off to your wife many times. I feel like we should know each other. Like I loved working there, but I knew it wasn't going to last. The fucking pandemic hit. But you're always doing this shit, and you're like, this is the greatest, and you know it's never going to last.
But do you know it's never going to last, or do you say to yourself, I don't want this to go on forever?
No, like every marriage I've been in, I go, you know this isn't going to last. I go, you know, this isn't
Except
gonna
for
last.
this one.
I was crying at our wedding picture. Is me and her surrounded by all these Antigua people. She's smiling. I'm crying. I'm not making this up. She's like, "Why are you crying? You'll never do better than me." I said, "I know how this ends." And she goes, "Just keep drinking." She should have never said that,
but it didn't end. She was right.
Well, because we don't live together. What are you nuts? We can't live together.
Why?
Are you? No, I don't even want to live with me. I'm an animal.
Yeah.
I'm an animal.
I don't know how Keanu lives with me.
We
always joke around because, like, she moved into my apartment.
Because you're both comedians?
No, she's funny. I'm just an alcoholic. But she moved in, and we always joke around. She'll be in my bedroom, God forgive me, but it's our bedroom. But it was my bedroom, and now it's all her shit. And I'll always go like this. I had a bedroom like this once. But I get it because she's better at it.
I don't sleep well. I almost drowned with my CPAP machine last night. It fucking flipped over during the night, and then it shoots the water, and I'm going with the fucking mask on.
I feel like your wife is somewhere nearby with a switch.
She couldn't.
I feel like
she has only slept at my place once.
In 18 years.
And I'll never let. The place I'm at now for a year. Once when I lived with the fucking Dungeons and Dragons kids in Little Falls, I was there for 3 years. She was at my place 4 times. 4 times. That was it. Never slept over. 4 times she was there.
That's amazing.
It's. I need my alone moments. She knows. She knows. I lose.
But I will say this about me and Keanu, and like we live in a small apartment, like 3 rooms, 4 if you include the outdoor patio. I mean, if you know me, you know I'm being serious and joking at the same time. But we find our alone space.
Oh no, she has little furniture because she's little. I don't fit on her furniture. If I have to,
do we have pictures of him on her furniture?
If I've been hammered, this is when if I sleep over. She goes, "You can't drive." She breaks out a cot. She goes, "Oh no, this isn't sleeping next to me." I have a sleep apnea machine at her house.
You had to sleep in the hall one time. You told us that story.
She don't let me set the cot up anymore because it collapses on me during the night when I'm drunk and I set it up. So she sets up the cot. She puts the fucking sleep apnea machine. She goes in the room, locks the door, and then I sleep in the living room. And I wake up on the floor, usually naked. But yeah, we got something special.
All right. Look, it's been 2 hours. People got to go to see Garrett and Steve. Let's wrap this up. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Tomorrow I'm at the Waterside in Wildwood, New Jersey
Stop
at 8 o'clock. Look at me bragging.
What is that?
Matt Bridgestone and Mike Merck are booking.
I know Bridgestone. I don't know Merck.
That's his partner. When AC Joke split up, they went one way. They got a bunch of different rooms now. One in Seaside, Hemingway's. So they're doing good. They're doing good. I'm headlining
Actually,
there.
they're doing well, Drew.
They're doing well. And then Saturday, I'm with Conti and Kenny. They have a show on Levy Land or whatever the fuck. Doing a show with them at Laughingstock. That'll be a drink fest because Kenny was my first road bitch. And he just got back at the comedy like a year ago. So we will drink till we fall down.
That's Saturday?
Saturday,
Is that this?
Laughingstock Comedy Club. Oh, no, that's this Saturday. Fuck, next Saturday.
What is
I'm at
that?
Oh, this is... Dude, I got so fucking hammered with Chewbacca. Holy shit, he was great. I met him in fucking New Orleans. That's the Crazy Country Club. Me and Vinny K. That's this Saturday, right? This Saturday, I'm at the Crazy Country Club in Hawley, Pennsylvania. Crazy Country Club used to be in Brooklyn. It was
Is that like the Pink Pony Club?
It used to be one of the first comedy clubs in the country, and it was in Brooklyn. It's now in the Poconos. If you come there, you will meet the drunkest mayor in America. He's awesome. He's the mayor of Hawley. I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat. He calls himself the drunkest mayor. Last show, he fell and cracked his head open. We had to take a break in the show. He has pens he gives away. He's fucking awesome, this dude. And Jimbo's the manager there. Scott's the owner. Scott's wife and ex-wife both hang out there. And he lives with his ex-wife in Staten Island, and his wife lives in Pennsylvania. They're great. It's a great fucking time. It only fits like 40 people at the most. We pack them in there. Then we stay at Crazy Bob's trailer down the road. He's got a trailer.
Yo, Crazy Bob's trailer. All right,
Crazy Bob's trailer.
Drew, what do you got? Where's the Dongo next?
Oh, that's a great question. Where is the Dongo? We do have a show lined up. And if I was good at show booking, it's at the end of August, and it's in Pennsylvania. So if you are available,
I love PA
in
shit.
PA at the end of August,
the last weekend,
Hudson Eye Festival.
I don't know that.
We'll do another one of these before then, and I'll let everybody know. But
Yeah,
if that
to
sounds
get a
familiar,
regular
then go
schedule.
find it. And aside from that, is me. So if you don't already know me, I'm surprised. And if you do, thanks for having me. Especially you. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
And that is how we do. I guess we only get to do one of these.
Lockheed and Martin, do it now.
Yeah.
This is Jim
Buy 3
Visconti
shares.
reminding you invest in Nokia, Ericsson, Lockheed and Martin, and DraftKings and Weed stock. That is stay tuned for this week.
Thank you for having me.
We'll get a schedule. I brought the thing. Drew will fix whatever's going on, and we'll start putting up 2 episodes a week for the triple distilled in hot water people. But that's the show. Thank you very much. Let's get out of here, people, huh? Oh, go watch Garrett and Steve. Lieutenant Steve.
Luby was with me last week. We did the Bullseye Tavern. That was great.
With Mario Bosco.
The one and only. They love him there. Mario Bosco, Jake and Louie.
I've done that fucking room. I
Yeah,
love
you'll
it.
do it again next time I'm there.
I'll do it again.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Dude, I'm over the other shit. This is what I'm no good.
Oh,
YouTube.
something's open. Oh, my mic's open.